What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another installment of the Casually Chelsea show on this lovely Wednesday afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. Ladies and gents, okay, ladies and gents, before we start this show, we have a few things to talk about. I think the majority of the show is probably going to be a big discussion on, the manager and the situation happening at Chelsea currently with Mauricio Pochettino. But before we go ahead and start the show, as always, tune in by subscribing. It'll be front page for you as soon as we're live. When you open your homepage, you'll see Casually Chelsea live by hitting that subscribe instead of having to look for me or look for the channel and all that stuff. So make it easy for yourself. Hit the subscribe button so you're notified pretty much, and the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Smash the like. It helps out the channel with the algorithm. Let people know where they can find us and all that stuff, and spreading awareness that we exist as a channel. Be sure to check out the links in the description below for more content. Also, be sure to check out the comments down below and let us know your thoughts and everything that you want to speak on and say in your opinions, pretty much. And lastly, check out the memberships because it does help us out big time with pretty much supporting the channel. So big up to everyone who is here already. Big up to the chat. KA17, big up to you, my friend. I guess we're going to ramp into it. And mind you, we're going to have a little bit of banter in it too, because I don't want to take this too seriously. It's already, everyone's talking about it. We've been talking about it for ages, and we're only going to be reiterating all the Pochettino stuff. So let's get into it. Let's ease into it. We'll talk about the little news, and then we'll go into the big stuff. And big up to everyone who is listening to us as well on the podcast, live podcast we're doing here. Be sure to like when you're done listening. But all right, let's start off with the first bit of news that I have here for you guys, and I forgot to start my timer here, so let me go ahead and just get that going. Start off with Premier League spending cap. This is going to be interesting for us and for other clubs, so let's go ahead and share my screen so I can read the tweet and we can have a discussion on this. So we have here from The Athletic, the majority of Premier League clubs want to introduce a hard spending cap, and the motion will be voted on Monday. The cap would allow clubs to only spend 5 times the commercial and broadcasting revenue of the lowest team in the division. Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty big. Okay. And that was announced earlier today, so this won't be coming to a conclusion until next week. But, I mean, does anyone know how much that would be? 5 times the commercial broadcast revenue of the lowest team in the division. Is that even like...
Not a lot.
That's really not a lot. That's like a quarter. I want to say, if I had to take a shot in the dark, because I don't know, right? If I had to take a shot in the dark, that seems like it could be about 200 million in a window.
But think about it. If you only need to spend 200 million, that's more than enough for a lot of teams.
Yeah. Is that what the lowest team is getting?
Commercial revenue, I think on average, usually about between, I think it's roughly on about 65 to 100 probably. And then what? 60 times by 5, you got 300 million kitty then. So, I mean, if anything, that helps out the bigger club. That helps out the bigger and smaller clubs fundamentally. That means you've got 300 million to spend in the transfer window.
I'm not opposed to a spending cap. I think it does help out. It does help make it fair across the board.
It's not making it fair, I would say. All it does, it just allows the bigger clubs to spend the money that they can spend, and it allows the smaller clubs to spend that much money too.
I mean, if we're using the figures that we just used there, it doesn't really change anything.
Well, but the thing is, though, like, what exactly... It says the majority of Premier League clubs want to introduce a hard spending cap. So
it's because they don't want what happened with Chelsea, where we spent stuff like 700 million or 600 million in one window. Like,
well, and I understand the purpose of it, but is spending cap referring to transfers and what you spend in the transfer market, or is that how much you spend overall in a tax year? You know?
No, it's for transfer window. That's what it is. The whole thing for the spending cap is for transfer window specific. That's the reason why. You can't hard cap here how much you spend on a stadium, for example, or like on like a training facility, or paying players or like that. That's not what this is about. Because if it was, then it would be called a salary cap, like a but this is like a spending cap, so that means transfer window specifically.
Chris, what do you think about this, man?
I mean, I do agree. Like, it doesn't really help the smaller teams because if they can't spend as much, we'll just keep being the bigger clubs than the
Well,
smaller
then you don't
clubs.
agree. Because Ahmed said it helps the big small
I
teams
mean, I agree
spend
with
as much as
Oliver. I
they
think
want.
Oliver said it doesn't help then.
No, I didn't. I said it. I said it just helps the bigger teams, not the
Yeah.
smaller teams.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. It doesn't help
Yeah.
the small teams.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah, Chris is right.
but like, I do like how there's a cap because I don't want to see Chelsea spending 600 million per season or something,
Do
or
a
even
quick
Man City.
calculation, yeah.
Because Man City's gonna probably need to make a big rebuild, and they would probably spend a lot of money. And I don't know, man, stopping them doing that'd be nice to see.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't think it helps the smaller teams though. I just don't.
Do you think that Man City are going to do a big rebuild after Pep leaves?
I think when
No, they need
Bernardo
one
goes-
anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna start to need to do a big rebuild. I feel like they have the strike, of course, but who knows how long Haaland stays. They have Bernardo who might go. Their defense is Kyle Walker's getting no younger. Let's face that. Like he's 34. They need a left back still, I think probably, and another midfielder. So I think there's some like players.
Hold on. Let's break this down. Mateus Nunes. I know he hasn't played too much, but in the small time he has played, he has looked promising, and I'm sure there's a plan for him in the future.
Yeah,
He could be part of that replacement,
I mean,
right?
he could be part of the team.
Okay, yeah, he could be part of that rebuild. You're saying, right?
Maybe.
'Cause you mentioned left back, I think, right?
Yeah, they don't really have a left
Isn't
back.
Rico Lewis a left back?
I mean,
No, he's
come
played
on,
right back.
Yeah, he's played.
predominantly.
Yeah,
Oh, right back. But regardless, yeah, right back. Even
I mean,
better because
come
Kyle
on, like,
Walker.
we don't know how good Rico Lewis is going to be. Yeah, he could be maybe amazing. He might be, but you can't just rely on youth players or whatever.
Chris, can you name me the last time Man City recruited a shit player?
Yes. Phillips. Bravo.
Calvin Phillips. Was Calvin Phillips shit though?
Is that a question?
Did they buy? Well, he
What
was
did he
bad
do
when he
for them?
played.
He's 50 million. Did what?
Well, when he played, they literally got knocked out of the cups because of he just wasn't sharp enough and whatnot.
I
Okay.
mean, he wasn't a good buy. He wasn't a good buy.
I mean,
He was.
you want a more-
That's true.
If you want a more recent one, I guess did they buy Sergio Gomez last season?
Yeah, he is, but he's still at the club. Yeah, he is. Him and they brought him and Calvin Phillips in the same window.
yeah.
Oh, it was the same window. Never mind.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I just don't think
So-
we're kind of deteriorating from the top. I just don't think Man City are too far away from their rebuild as you think, Chris. I think they're
let's just-
gonna be fine.
I think he needs to talk about. You need to talk about the players that they want to look to replace, and these are key players.
Yeah.
You know, De Bruyne is now at 33. He's got to go.
replaced
Oh, I
soon.
forgot
But
about
Foden
Kate-
is kind of gonna be that player. I
So,
think.
so Marshall, I
Talk to me.
got an example for you. I think this is like when Stoke was in the league, right? So when Stoke was in the league, and they were at the worst at this moment in time, they made a commercial revenue of 6 million and a broadcast revenue of 46 million. In total, that's like 52 million pounds, right? So if you do 52 times by,
that.
it's literally
156.
210, literally, is what you.
Oh, it's 5 times, right? Yeah.
So it's literally going to be 210
And
million to spend.
Ahmed, that's without accounting for inflation, right?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying to you. Because this is like a really old one that I just found randomly. So imagine that, bro.
Yeah, the smaller clubs
That's
are
a
still
good
be able to
amount. I'm
spend
not
money
gonna
on
lie.
too.
That's why I was saying to you. That's why I was saying to you, bro. Realistically speaking, you know, this is not gonna affect that much the bigger clubs. It's still gonna allow them to spend, you know, as much as they need to if necessary. So, you know, even for the smaller clubs, you can make the argument it helps them out in the sense that they're maybe allowed a bit more leeway now to spend a bit more money, maybe to help them, you know, fight off relegation. But I mean,
Maybe everyone should have the same budget cap. 300 million, 200 million.
But that's the thing.
but
That's
that's
the idea.
Yeah, but
idea.
like it's different though for different clubs. though, like how much revenue or what?
No. Chris,
no,
they're saying that what they're saying is the whole league is capped based on. So the lowest team in the league, their revenue, multiply that by 5, and that's the cap for the whole league.
Yes.
Chris, are you saying
Oh!
everyone should
Yeah.
be given the same amount of money or something? Is
No,
that what
not
you're
the
thinking?
same amount of
Oh.
money. I'm saying everyone should
One
be on the
cap.
same, same.
They're permitted
level,
to spend the same
Say, for
amount.
example, Man City's on 250
You
million.
communist.
Yeah, I'm thinking of F1 here, and Sheffield United on 250 cap. Everyone's the same, so it's all equal, man. But hey,
Yeah,
like,
but you
I'm
think about
economist.
it, it helps the smaller clubs out in the sense that they're given a bit more of a kitty to spend if they
I
can
mean, if
spend
it,
that, of course.
if this is what they're replacing PSR with, then absolutely it helps small clubs.
It helps, yeah, it helps them out in the sense that it allows them to have a bit more of a bigger kitty to spend and and to compete. I think it does help the bigger clubs in the sense that you've still got a big amount of money to spend, 200, 300 million, which is what they usually spend anyway. If they're trying to go in heavy. So I mean, it helps both sides out, really, if we're being honest.
Essentially, it helped. It stops a Nottingham Forest situation. That's what it does. It stops a Nottingham Forest situation where they get deducted points because they spent so heavily last season to stay up. That's what it does.
Yeah,
that's what it does. The big boys will always spend that amount of money anyway because I'm sure there'll be that word again. I'm sure there'll be loopholes in there that will allow them to spend even more if they like. There'll be something in there. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
This is just the headline thing. There'll be things that people won't have read, and then like 2 years later, we'll go, "I didn't know they could do that." It was actually in the original document that came out 2 years previously. You just didn't read it.
I think
it's loopholes. It's loopholes. No, it was in the actual thing. You just didn't read it. It'll be like that. That's what will happen.
I was going to ask, by the way, guys. Yeah. So if this goes into law on Monday, which it seems is most likely from what is being said, yeah, does this affect us this season then? Because then
I don't know if it goes into effect next season or the season after.
Yeah, I was thinking the season after.
Okay, then that's fine. I just wanted to make sure then.
Yeah, it would make more sense the season after.
I don't think it'll affect us anyway.
No, I'm just saying.
Because even if clubs were to pull foul like next season, what's the precedent? Because you're going into a new set of financials. How are you going to be punished for one set of old financial rules when there's new financial rules in place?
Fair enough.
The club could say that.
And plus, there's already deals happening for next season, this season already. Some here we goes. So I think it would be a little unfair to just implement it next season. Definitely makes more sense to do it the season after. But time will tell, and we'll see how it actually plays out, if there are any loopholes to exploit and all that, this and that, and all that fun. But I mean, unless you guys have anything else to add to this, then I think we can just move on. Okay, let's bring up the next topic I have here. And this is, we got to bring it back to this. So Marina Granovskaya apparently is going to be standing in trial. I didn't think this was going to happen because they can't necessarily force anyone to, and
it's not to do. It's a trial in regards to an agent harassment case. It's not to do with anything Chelsea.
Okay, well, let's read it. Yeah. So this is according to Matt Law. Marina Granovskaya is set to speak publicly about Chelsea for the first time during the trial of football agent Saif Al-Rubi. Al-Rubi was charged with sending Marina Granovskaya, just Marina, an email that conveyed a threat with the purpose of causing distress. I mean, it does have to do with Chelsea, but I mean, this is like a question of law, right? Is it possible that while she's, standing trial for this certain situation, that they kind of reeled her into the Chelsea situation?
That's different.
Almost like force her to speak.
There's two.
No, it's just a sexy headline. That's what it is.
This is in regards to a certain
former Chelsea, whatever. It's going to speak about Chelsea. No, not really. It's nothing to do with Chelsea. It's just that she worked for us. It was at the time she was at Chelsea. It's not going to be. Why didn't what's happening with all this spending and stuff like that? It's nothing. It's not going to be like that. And her lawyer or whoever the ways will probably just get that dismissed anyway. And she doesn't have to answer that. It's nothing.
Yeah. So you guys don't think that if she were to go to trial, because I'm assuming this is something that she has to take care of in the UK since the incidents occurred in the UK, you don't think she could the UK police, if they're investigating the whole Roman thing, right? You don't think the UK police could arrest her in the sense of like,
Nothing
we
to
need to
do.
detain you.
They would have already arrested her.
You would have already
had
done
the
it.
books.
You
Yeah,
would have
already-
already had.
Mhm.
It's been 2 years. If they had something on her,
Mhm.
they would already have issued something.
You got to remember,
A
Marshall.
A warrant, yeah.
Marshall, you got to remember the government were looking at our books while she was still our main director
Yeah.
when we were sanctioned, so they could have arrested her there and then. That was
'Cause I
2
know-
years
And,
ago.
and again,
Because
even if you want to say in regards to some of the historic stuff that's been happening with the transfers and stuff, she doesn't
Yeah.
even speak to the EPL. The EPL don't have any law or authority with her. She can just decline to speak to them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then they
that's
can't
what
anything.
I'm getting at. Because
Yeah.
part of me fears like if she was in cahoots with illegal transfers and stuff, that maybe
This has
there could be a
nothing to do
warrant
with
for her detainment.
Marshall. Marshall, this has nothing to do how Chelsea's run. This
Okay,
show has
no,
got nothing to do with Chelsea.
Okay, I
Whatsoever.
understand. I understand it's a separate case, but since she's in the country, I'm worried because I don't know. Listen, I don't know how the UK works, but I feel that in the United States, if you're under investigation for something in a different state, and you were to be in that state, and you were to do a different trial, I feel
But she's
like
not under
there is.
investigation, though,
Wait,
Marshall.
hold on. Let me land. I feel like if the law felt like it, because it's very corrupt in the United States, they could detain her and be like, "Hey, we need to ask you questions in regards to this other case."
But Marshall, she's not even under investigation for the first one.
Okay.
Again, because
she was mentioned in that article
She's been
before,
living
yeah.
in the UK, by the way. Like, I don't know if people know this.
Has she? I didn't know.
Yes.
Wait, I thought she moved out. She moved away.
No, she's been living here from what's been said. She's even
I
been
don't
to
know
games.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
She went to
listen,
the one game. I know that.
Yeah, so the point I'm trying to make here is that listen, she's been available for a long time. If they had anything on her,
Wait, Ahmed, hold on. Wasn't the one game she went to? Wasn't that the Dortmund game? But wasn't that in Germany?
no, it was a home game that she went to.
Was it a home game? I don't remember what game she went to, guys. I'm
She
sorry.
went to a home game, yes. So again, if they had anything on her, it would have happened a long time ago. Again, she was Abramovich's personal assistant, remember,
Okay.
for more than 25 years. So if she knows anything, she would be one of the main ones to know anything. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
She stayed like a couple of months after the club was taken over before she left.
Mhm.
So
That's all.
at the end of the day, man, again, this is only to do with Pacific transfer, and it's actually got to do with the Rudiger transfer because there was actually a bit of a transcript that came out in regards to the actual trial itself, and it was to do with the Rudiger transfer because the person Arubi is actually one of Rudiger's agents.
I believe the email was actually in relation to Zuma going to West Ham.
Yeah, well,
That was involved as well.
Yeah, that was
Where did you
involved as
find
well.
this info? I've not found any.
No,
actually
because
found
this
it
is-
on
this is-
Oliver's
Marshall,
Twitter.
this is-
I found it on Oliver's Twitter actually because he had someone who had the transcript from.
Marshall, this is paid content behind the Telegraph's subscription and stuff.
Yes.
But
Fair enough,
basically,
fair
just in short, basically Marina did cock up the Rudiger deal. So for everyone that wants to say it was the sanctions, hold that.
Basically, from what I remember, and I read this, yeah. So they had apparently agreed that he would stay on the same wages for one more year at the football club, apparently. But Rudiger apparently has another agent who's an African guy that she was trying to go behind this guy's back to try to negotiate a new deal with the same wages. Essentially, that was what it was. And then the other guy found out, and essentially that's where the email starts coming from. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't aware of this. This is news to me, and I appreciate that, guys. But okay. Fair enough. I'm the news channel. Sometimes I learn about the news, So fair play, boys. That's why it's called Casually FC. Oh my days! All right, let's take a tangent away from serious Chelsea's talk, because Chris, I didn't know this existed until I was on Carefree Lewis yesterday, and he sent this to me, and I may have seen one quote or two because it does sound familiar, but Chris, I'm gonna need you to explain a few things for me. So,
Oh no, Chris! What have you done?
Chris, you're on trial, Chris.
What have you done?
You are on trial, Chris, for backing
God.
this freaking fraud of a player in Timo. I have this article. I have this article from the Standard where Timo was actually interviewed once he went to Leipzig, and I didn't realize, or at least I don't remember, he said a lot of shit that actually makes him look really bad. This is almost worse than the fucking Romelu interview. So, Chris, you're going to have to hold this and explain your boy. No, he did leave. I don't think he left on good terms, though. Okay, so he was asked about what happened at Chelsea, and they explained the whole Romelu Lukaku move, which we don't want to talk about too much. But he says the biggest problem was Tuchel put a striker like Lukaku in front of me in the second season after I won the after I won the Champions League by nearly playing every game.
Is he wrong on that? I'm just wondering.
Yes. He didn't win the Champions League. Chelsea won the Champions League.
Win the Champions League.
I think
he's also wrong by saying that he put Lukaku in front of me when he played out wide. So he's also wrong about that.
That's also true. That second season, he played out wide for the most part.
He was like an inside forward.
The main problem. The main problem here is just
who made decoy runs.
No, the main problem here is just the lack of self.
I won the Champions League. I won the Champions League.
It's just said we. Timo probably, just messed up a little bit.
Did they miss the? Did they edit it up when it should have said when I nearly cost my team the Champions League?
maybe, but there's more. This is brilliant. When you come from the kind of success I had in Germany or with Chelsea, playing nearly every game in the first season, winning the Champions League in 2021, scoring in the semifinal against Real Madrid, making lots of goals, then all this gets a little bit forgotten by the manager. It was not really fair. Okay, I mean, I can't really disagree with that.
Did he win? Did Leipzig? Did he win anything with Leipzig?
Nope.
He did well in the Champions League from, but I didn't win.
No.
Did he win like a Pokal, mate?
Leipzig.
Did they win a Pokal?
Yeah,
because I know he. Wait. I know he won a Pokal when he went back the second time, but this interview was before that. So did he win anything before?
Yeah, he won a Pokal before with Leipzig, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, all that success.
Very important trophies.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chris, man, you can hold that, you fraud, man.
That was also a reason I had to move back to Leipzig to get enjoyment again. I didn't feel that anymore, but you needed to be successful. In the end, a manager likes some players more than others. Oh, so it's just the fact that he just liked players more than others. It has nothing to do with his performances. Come on, Timo.
Look at Gallagher.
It's completely normal, and you have to accept that. Maybe, yes, in the end, I just wanted out. In the end, a manager likes some players more than others. This guy's taking zero accountability for the fact that he missed sitters.
That quote, that phrase, a manager likes some players more than others. That is true, but but also, like you say, he didn't help himself with his performances, and the lack of self-awareness is just staggering. He put Lukaku in front of me. No, you did, because we wouldn't have had to buy him if you converted your chances.
I mean, yes, he missed a lot of chances, but he did a lot of good things for Chelsea. But hey, I guess two goals.
Chelsea. What did he do? You know what I mean? Be offside all the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, some offsides were wrongly done, like his hand. Come on, you caused that offside where he scored an absolute beauty of a goal.
Man. But, you know what? Do you know who Timo Werner was? He was the Darwin Núñez of Chelsea, man. You know what I mean? The level of excuses.
And we should give him another chance. Look at Darwin Núñez.
That's being disrespectful to Darwin Núñez.
Nah, look at Darwin Núñez.
It's not being disrespectful.
Darwin Núñez is the Timo Werner of Liverpool.
No. He's literally Darwin Núñez existed before he came to us. His name was Timo Werner, bro. Honestly,
I will say
Timo was the first.
The only difference is, Timo Werner's got a cheeky chant, so that everyone you know what I mean? The little Timo Werner chant that they all have to do.
I will say, by the way, him going to Leipzig did not go well for him either. They had other favourite players. That manager had favourite players before Timo Werner, so he went back to the Premier League, and he did alright.
He was their fourth choice striker before he went back before he came back.
He's fourth.
He was, because they had what? Wait, so they had No, I'm talking about the beginning of this season. So they had what? They have Apenda. They have the guy we're linked to. Forgot his name. Sesko. They have one other guy as well, right?
I don't know.
Does Xavi Simons play as a striker?
Yusuf.
Simons is a winger.
They have the Yusuf guy. I forget his name.
So he's like 4th or 5th choice, pretty much.
So, Simmons is, by the way, he's not a striker. He's a right winger.
No. I didn't say him. I said Yusuf.
Yeah, we said 4 for 5.
Okay, so as I just said, you got Sesko, you got Paulson,
I don't know
you've
who
got
that other guy overtakes Timo, by the way.
Well, we're not saying that because we're saying that that's the way it was. Timo was 4th choice behind those 3 guys.
Yeah, Chris, man, can you just accept the reality, bro? Like, what's wrong with you, bro? You're one of the ones that always tells me accept reality. You know what I mean? This guy's not good enough. Like, but when it comes to you, like, you know, Timo Werner, bro, you're just not accepting.
I mean, yes, he's not good enough for Chelsea.
Bro.
Actually, in all fairness, our left wing is kind of stinky, so it wouldn't make a difference.
Listen, that's beyond the point. We're here to talk about Timo motherfucking Werner. You know what I mean? And he
in 2024.
I know. Now that I think about
look
it,
what you done to Andrew.
Now that I think about it, Ahmed, was Raheem Sterling an improvement on Timo Werner? He was, right? He must have been. Raheem Sterling's not been that bad, right?
Where is he now?
I don't want to speak, man. If I speak, then
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
He hasn't really shown anything better than Timo, but we still need another left winger.
His goal scoring has certainly been better.
In terms of
yes,
DNA.
His goal scoring has been better.
Yes, like Timo Werner, he has a better DNA than Timo.
Didn't Sterling score like 9 goals in all comps last season?
I think I meant Mudryk.
No.
No, I mean Mudryk, by the way. Mudryk has got a better DNA than him currently for Chelsea. So, hey.
All right, boys.
I'll be honest. Sterling has been bad in terms of DNA.
Is Andrew doing this on purpose?
I mean, talking about Timo probably put him to sleep. even if as a joke, probably in real life probably seriously puts him to sleep too. Dead ballers, right? He likes to talk about actual footballers.
He's gonna wake up when we go to a different topic.
All right, we're done with Timo. Chris, you're guilty for fraudulence. And
I mean, why did it catch up to me in 2024? What's happening here? Like, I just backed.
Hey, listen, it could catch up to Roman in 2024. It could catch up to you. So for that, you stand 10 seconds backstage.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
There you go. Lock him up. All right, boys, let's move on to the next topic. All right, so back to more serious matters. Nicholas Jackson racial abuse. We talked about it briefly here on the show, but now it's being tweeted about by Simon Johnson. Let's go ahead and, I guess, have a discussion on this. So Chelsea say they are disgusted by the racial abuse received by striker Nicholas Jackson following Saturday's FA Cup semi-final defeat by Manchester City. I always say this, and I think all of us pretty much believe it. You can criticize a player, but once it starts getting to abuse, and that's actually in terms for us too. You can criticize what we think. You can criticize a player. You can criticize the manager. But once it becomes abuse, that's where you need to draw the line. And at least myself, if I see that, I'm going to stop it. And if you see that, you should stop it because we just can't. This can't be a reoccurring thing. It happened with Rudiger. It wasn't okay when it happened to Rudiger. I'm sure. Who else did it happen to prior to Rudiger? Since the social media. Oh, Sterling. Yeah, Sterling at Man City. It did happen. It's happening right now to Vinicius.
It would be happening at Chelsea too, not just Man City.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of straightforward. This shouldn't be happening, and I don't know. Has it gotten better since Rudiger?
Even Madueke.
Yeah, Madueke has gotten some of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's just loser basement dwellers who just do this type of shit anyway.
Bro, at the end of the day, bro, I don't care, man. If you think that if you want to call them shit or rubbish, whatever it is, fair enough. But you don't need to call him, a shit N-word or a black shit player or stuff like that. There's no need for that at all, bro. There's no need for that, man, at all, bro. You know what I mean? Honestly.
I just think it's ironic.
I don't know why, it's all, I just don't understand. I don't know what the skin color has got to do with it. That's all it is, man.
Well, the irony of any Chelsea fan I say fan. Anyone who says they support Chelsea racially abusing a black player is very ironic, since for the past 20 years our success has been mostly built on black players and what we've won.
Exactly.
I just think the irony of that is just amazing. It just shows that really that we're dealing with knuckle dragging window lickers who probably still suckle at their mum's teat and live in her basement. So it's one of those. I mean, bear in mind that they probably can't even spell their name properly and stuff like that. And anyone who thinks like that, anyone thinks that racially abusing someone over anything is an actual normal thing. That's what it is. They will see this as a normalization and just fine to do. They won't, criticize him as a footballer, fine. That's as far as it goes. You can't criticize him as a person unless he does something wrong, or criticize him because of his skin color. When essentially you're probably an inbred result of two cousins mating. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but also
you have no place in society, let alone at a football club.
I agree.
Well, that last comment is insane. Listen, I hate that guy myself.
Wild. You're absolutely wild.
That is insane comment, but listen, man. At the end of the day, bro, let's keep it PG, man. If you hate someone, tell them to fuck off, get out. That's
the thing too. Like, I feel like obviously fans are gonna get emotional, right? And you're gonna say degrading things. Like it can happen, you know. I think the issue is once you bring race into it, that's where you cross a line. And it seems that fans don't mind crossing that line, and it's ridiculous because anyone with any semblance of a brain understands that this is a young kid. This is a kid, 22 years old. Right, until you're about 25, I want to say. In my eyes, you're still a kid. You're not fully developed or a mature adult until you're 25. Listen, he's still a kid. He's gonna do stupid shit. We've seen what he's done this season earlier already, between fighting for the penalty and not understanding that Cole is the penalty taker. Which now, by the way, Poch has put to the side. The Astrid Wet stuff, so on and so forth. Like, we understand that this guy is still immature, but it baffles me that doesn't matter, and you still hurl abuse at the character.
The age and the maturity doesn't come into it from any direction. Like, I know you're not saying that, Marshall, but it doesn't matter. You don't do these things.
No, I understand that. That, but it's just like one of those things that like that's like an added bonus to it. Like, if I have an issue with an adult, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to them. But if, obviously, without crossing the boundary, but if it's someone a lot younger than me, like a 21, 20-year-old, I probably approach it differently. And I probably think to myself, like, okay, listen, you're a fucking idiot, but whatever, we move. Like, you're learning, you're making dumb mistakes. Like, you just handle it differently. You know what I'm trying to get at? So the fact that his race is being brought into it, the fact that he's only 22, the fact that this is his first season at Chelsea and he's coming at a really low fee, the fact that we've seen that he does a lot of good stuff on the pitch for us and he's a pretty pivotal player. He just has to work on the finishing. Despite all that, all it takes is one bad game for all that to deteriorate, and we go to these resorts. That just bothers me. I just think it's ridiculous. It's
hilarious because this fan base is given 10 times worse players, 10 times more leeway.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Do not even get me started on that.
We can make a list as long as anything.
Yeah. It's insane how much leeway we give to below average players. Yet when it comes to someone who has the potential to be really good in the future, we resort to this in his first season. So it's just some things to point out, some things to pay attention to, and obviously yesterday was a little bad in the chat. So I did, even in my chat, it was getting a little crazy with the Jackson abuse, and same thing with Matt Dwecky. So at the end of the day, ladies and gents, it is it is a sport too. That's the other thing. Like, I know there's a sense of tribalism to it, but at the end of the day, we sit down for 2 hours at a time to watch a team that we support. And outside of that, family, job, relationships, other things are more important. So when I see fans come out of the stadium and start to pick fights with other people and stuff like that, that always, that sense of tribalism kind of, that baffles me. It baffles me. But anyone want any other 2 cents on this situation?
No, I mean, this is not to obviously excuse it, because again, it is. I just feel like again, it's just a lot of this nastiness that's just coming out, because obviously we've not been in the best as you could say currently. I mean, we're in a not so great period, and these guys, man, just sometimes these guys, man, just take it too far. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, I understand. Someone want to add anything? I heard.
I'm just gonna, it goes without saying that it has to stop, and these people have just got to accept the fact that some of the best players in the world are black. So, if you want us to be a great team, you're gonna have to consider some of that. So, you just got to completely modernize your mindset in that regard, and just drop this attitude.
Let's look at Real Madrid, bro. I think, was it more than 9, or is it like more than 7, 8 of their players, starting players, black?
Right.
Or from a different ethnicity?
And as Andrew said, look at our history as well with some of our best teams.
And the ironic thing is that some of these mouth breathers were probably and if they are following Chelsea, were probably cheering him when he scored that goal against Everton. So it's just it just blows my mind.
Ironic.
It's illogical. That's what it is. I just can't wrap my head around it whatsoever. I just. Yeah. No, I don't. I can't for the life. And it's not because they're a footballer that's the excuse. These people are just that way inclined on all situations, let alone football. So it's not just about football. That they're a bigger problem themselves. It's just that this was a footballer. If it was something else, they'd do the same thing. No matter what it is, whatever the situation was, they're just in doubt as to who they are.
No, exactly. Like if you're like, I know Marshall, you mentioned the point about people getting.
Sorry, Oliver, your microphone.
Your mic is going.
Absolutely. You got to put another hamster in the wheel, bro. You know what I
mean? He's getting machine gunned, man. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I don't blame obviously the FAF and all that on the Premier League, but like I seen someone at Chelsea, right? They was racist to Sterling when Sterling was at Man City, and I re-saw him at Chelsea when Sterling was as a Chelsea player. They let you come back after a few years by the looks of it. So they need, if you're caught being racist, like red-handed, you need to be banned for life. I think if you're being like racist to like a player like out on the field, and it's just blatant racism, like just no need to let him come back. What's the point? You get other fans to buy your tickets anyway. You don't need that guy.
Yeah, exactly. There's other fans that will buy that ticket easily.
So that's why I don't think it's ever going to stop, by the way. Racism in football just won't stop for that, because he's not going to really learn his lesson. He just had a couple of years off and he came back. He can be racist again. Maybe if he beats racist again, they might ban him for life, but like it shouldn't even come to that.
Yeah, and again, there's always going to be racist people in these events. I think what the issue comes from is that when it comes in droves like this, when there's a crowd, I think that's the issue.
It's not just a stadium thing, though, bro. I think I go to the stadium. Media, but... I don't necessarily think it's just like, I think the stadium stuff, of course, ban them. Of course, it's a good thing. I know when I was at the stadium, whenever I'm at the stadium, they have these police officers now who do face scanning now as well, who actually watch the crowd, scan these people as well while the game is happening. But the issue more so is the online space, isn't it? Because where a lot of this abuse happens is online.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You watch.
By the way, Camille in the chat's joking and everything. He goes, Jackson's a bomb though, because we've only got 27 GNA. Jackson's on 18 GNA so far, just to let.
Oh my god!
Just want to know that's not a bum.
Yeah, but yeah, as I was saying, man, the issue is really the online stuff because it's happening online, boys. That's where it's really like that's where the majority of the stuff is happening online. It's not happening. It might be happening in the stadium to a lesser extent, but that's where the real stuff is happening, bro.
Huh.
Yeah, football fans think they can say what they want because they pay to watch it. They pay. I pay your wages. I pay to, which is bullshit. I pay. I can do whatever I want. No, you can't.
No,
you can't. And if Twitter or what you want to call it was actually done properly, they'd actually help out and start shaming these people publicly.
You know, I think when you look at other sports, when you look at other sports, this is kind of slightly to Andrew's point, where when I watch the NBA, these guys are getting bought for certain pick stuff, but in football, the reason why it becomes a bit more different, is you're buying these players for actual money. Like you're telling this guy you're worth £5 million, £10 million. So when the fans are not happy about it, what they're gonna go back towards that, innit? And that's not. That also is like I feel like that was also a problem within itself, isn't it? When they
do they want an NBA situation? Because I'll point you to the documentary of Malice in the Palace, when the NBA players actually went into the crowd and beat up some fans. Do you know what I mean? I mean, these are jacked up 7-foot dudes, so they can do that. Footballers aren't like that, but that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I wouldn't blame any player who's racially abused at a game for literally fly kicking that person in the face.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't ban them like that. I wouldn't ban them. I'd applaud them like that. That's what they should be. They'll be applauded. So it'd be a little weird. Because I bet whoever found those comments and probably the good people then commented underneath that racist comment. Whoever posted that comment to Nicholas Jackson were abusing them, and probably maybe that person then replied, "Why you haven't got me for? Jackson's the one who missed the goal." It's like they don't even understand what they've done is wrong. They'll just normalize it.
And I think you guys hit the nail on the head too when you spoke on the social media aspect of it. I think the biggest part of it being like Twitter. And I think people need to understand this, which is why I try to stay away from Twitter and I try to not take people's opinions to heart on Twitter. I feel like Twitter is because you fucked around and found out, Chris.
You took what?
You fucked around and found out. I literally said, and I wanted to test the waters. I literally said, anyone tells me that Pochettino will get banned, and what does Chris do? Pochettino. You tested the waters and you got banned. That's when you got blocked.
This is a backstage thing that's happened.
Yeah. No, it already happened backstage. Now we're bringing it up front stage.
Yeah,
front left.
It's gone through twice already tonight.
Chris, strike 3 in. Perma backstage for you, man. You're going to be like the green room guy or the guy that gets the refreshments for the guests. That's what I'm going to demote you to, Chris.
Oh.
Sounds nice, actually.
We're only kidding. I love it. Yeah, no.
How'd I get it?
We'll talk backstage. We'll talk backstage.
We'll go backstage.
But I think a big part of it is that there's so many people on Twitter, and I hate how it was designed this way now, where people come on Twitter literally to just vent and let out the worst of themselves, and you see that. You see the worst of people. That's why I keep saying it's like a lot of Twitter is a lot of mentally ill people that don't know.
You got the attention seekers as well, remember?
Yeah, there's an old saying that truth is always I'll read it. The truth is always told by kids, drunk people, and now people on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Because you got faceless, you can put a face Abby on there and put whatever your name in there. Your true colours come out. Your true colours come out. Your true. You will tell your truth because you've got an Abby and it's not your real name. Stuff like that. So
sometimes they get exposed. I've seen people online, but yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Yeah. Use a VPN, you can get away with a lot then as well. Hide your location.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about VPNs because we don't have a sponsor yet. So until we do, we won't be mentioning VPNs. All right, ladies and gents. I think that was a healthy discussion. Let's go and move on to the next topic I had in mind. But before we do, ladies and gents, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, smash a like or hit the like on Twitter, retweet if you're on Twitter, or share if you're here on YouTube. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. It helps us out. We're on our way to 3K. And let's keep talking about more news. We will discuss Poch and everything, but first I want to get these other bits of news out of the way because Poch is going to take up the majority of the show. I already know it. All right, let's discuss the Enzo injury. We didn't get a chance to really talk about it since it happened. So I wanted to bring it up and kind of see how we feel about how this should be handled. So here we have from Sport Witness, Argentine newspaper Olé says if Enzo Fernandez has the operation for his hernia issue now, he'd be available and fit for Copa America, but would miss the rest of Chelsea seasons. It's expected the player will want to play in the summer tournament. Excuse me. So yeah, if you guys don't already know, he's been having issues in his abdomen related to the sports hernia, I believe, that he picked up around December time is when he picked this up. The Pubaglia injury that he has, I think it's similar, if not identical to what Vlahovic had gone through. I guess he's been playing through it, but now that we're basically out of contention for Europe, in my opinion, I think now more than ever is the time to just get it done. Just sit Enzo down and have him rest for the rest of the season. I think we can deal with the rest of the season with Caicedo and Gallagher in the pivot. We have a Cassidy that we brought back. Carney Chukwuemeka is also available in the team and has played in the double pivot as well, if you really want to have another option there. I just don't see any reason why we should be putting Enzo through this. There's no need. It's just a waste of his talent at this point, and just have him get the surgery and show the world in Copa America why Enzo Fernandez is so good, and have him come back healthy next season or preseason, I should say. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole Enzo situation?
I mean, like, yeah, he should be taking a surgery. Like, there's nothing to fight for now. The Premier League is over. Like, we're ninth. No FA Cup, no Carabao Cup, definitely no Champions League. There's nothing to fight for. I'd just rather him basically do it now, get it over with, play your Copa America, be ready for Chelsea next season. Hopefully you have a new manager, you know what he's doing. But yeah, like I don't see why he doesn't take it now. There's no reason not to take it. If he needs it, take it. Like Reece James, like Reece needed it and he took it now. So hopefully Enzo just doesn't like play it, like stick it out and then play for Chelsea for a bit more. He just take it now, whenever it's next available, when he can do it.
I'm curious why he didn't do it in December.
I think because of FA Cup. Oh, in December.
Because this is an injury that's been reoccurring. Like the first time he missed any set of games for us was because of this.
Other games to go through, like Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and all these other competitions.
No, it's because.
Why is that?
If surgery is the only option, then they'll do the surgery. But if surgery is like an option, then you're always going to not pick the surgery. The surgery means you are definitely going to be out for a longer time. That's a definite thing that's going to happen. Whereas if there's a chance that someone said, yeah, well, we can manage it by doing this, and you avoid surgery, every human being on planet Earth will pick that option. No one wants surgery unless it's absolutely vital to it happening. If surgery is the only option, then you take it. That's why Reece James didn't have the surgery till now. But
That's true.
That's what's happening here. The problem is, if it's not seeing results, it's getting worse, you're going to have the surgery, which then means there's a definite time you're going to be out for. Look at Kante. Finally had that surgery and was out for like 7 months because of recovery. So,
but I mean,
just one of those things.
That's the thing. Like that article is saying, if he gets the surgery now, he'll be out for the rest of Chelsea season, but he'll be ready for Copa America. Leading me to believe that the surgery, because Copa America is next month, pretty much.
I think it's June. I think it's late June or early July.
Is it? Let me see. I thought it started in May, to be honest. Copa America. I would know. Oh, I should know. considering how fucking.
There's no way it's May because the league season's still on, so there's no way it's May.
Says
Like late June, early July.
Okay, so Argentina opened up the fixtures with the 20th of June. So yeah.
So it's around the same time as the Euros then. So it's mixed in with the Euros.
Yeah. Actually, Andrew, I was going to ask you: are you going to be watching Copa America? Euros in the afternoon and Copa America in the evening?
Well, I'll also be.
I'm just asking.
I'll be working at that time, so it'll be easier for me to watch the Euros time-wise. I'm not going to watch the Copa America until probably knockout rounds, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I think I'd be like that. Knockout round.
Is anyone here going to watch anything Copa America group stages?
Knockout. Maybe a couple group stage matches here and there, like if it's a good one.
Isn't there like 82 group games in that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, let me actually check. I just had this page open. I closed it back up. I'll actually pull it up. Why not? Because we'll do a little sidetrack to Copa America stuff.
Where is it? Is it in actual America?
Yeah, it's in the United States.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the United States this year. I plan on going to at least 2 games or 1 game. I want to go to at least 1 game with my family. We'll see. Yeah. It depends on who plays, really. Here, I actually have it up now. Let me see if I can. Yeah. By mandatory. I wish they weren't. Yeah. I think one of the games in my local, which is the World Cup final, is going to be Peru versus Argentina. So I might go watch us get our ass whooped by Peru or by Argentina.
I mean, I don't know what the timings of the games are. I presume in the UK time they'll start anywhere from 10 p.m. onwards or something like that.
Yeah. It'll be around that time.
It'll be in late. The summer, and in the States it'll be extremely humid.
Yeah. So yeah, Group A is Argentina, Peru, Chile, Canada. Group B is Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, Jamaica. Group C, USA, Uruguay, Panama, Bolivia, and Group D, which is Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay. Group A is probably one of the only ones really worth watching. Chile can put up a good game against Argentina. Canada's not bad. I mean, this is I don't know. I don't want to underestimate any team, but
let's face it. They've done what they always do, and they'll keep Argentina and Brazil up unless one of them flops really badly on the opposite side of the draw, so they can meet in the final. That's how it works.
1A, 2B, 1B, 2A. So yeah, they made it so that it's gonna be
there's always a chance of them two meeting in the final. They're very good at it.
Yeah. So they made it that way. We'll see what happens. You know, it could be the USA that gets to the final.
Hey man, the host. Yeah, the host. They get that extra power. They get extra power into the final.
Hey, it worked for every other team, right? It worked for Russia.
Where's the final?
Is it I don't know where the final.
Is it SoFi Stadium? Or?
It might be in LA. I know it's not in MetLife, which would be
no.
Too many. They can't handle it.
That field cripples people. So.
Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, Florida. Look at that.
Shut up. Is it there really?
Yeah.
Into Miami, yeah? Okay.
Hey, why not?
Messi at this club's ground, yeah? Is that what they're doing? Nice.
Yeah, home field advantage. Talk about home field advantage right there. Double home field advantage.
Yeah, let's not put it to SoFi Stadium. Let's put it in Hard Rock Cafe in Miami, baby. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I fly out for that one. Gives me a reason to go to Miami.
No, take it to a road trip.
Yeah, road trip's too long. Road trip's too long. It's 24 hours. I don't want to drive for 24 hours. But yeah, that's the Enzo stuff. We'll see what happens with Enzo. I hope he just makes his decision. If I see him play the next game on Saturday, I'm gonna be a little mildly upset. I'm not going.
Well, no, my thing would be this. I would then start to question whether it is a hernia and not just this groin thing. Because hernia is... No. What I'm saying is everyone's because hernia was mentioned. Everyone's thinking that hernia. Hernia is like even with injections, it's very hard to move, and you're in a physical game where you're moving a lot. My thing would be then it's probably more that groin thing that was mentioned earlier in the year.
The Pubaglia thing,
instead of like a hernia or something like that.
Yeah. Time will tell. Hopefully, whatever decision's made is the correct one, and we don't have to talk about this again for the foreseeable future. Okay, let's go on to the first big segment we got, which is going to be about Thiago Silva officially pretty much announcing he's leaving the club. I guess some of us were a little bit in the mindset of like, there's a possibility he could stay another year or he leaves. We didn't know, but now it's been kind of made official. Let's go ahead and see it. Well, it's pretty much been made official. Fabrizio Romano reported it. Thiago Silva will leave Chelsea at the end of the season. And then we continue on. It's fair to say Chelsea and Thiago Silva never really discussed a new deal. He never had the feeling from Chelsea, and the plans are different. We continue on. Thiago Silva is open to staying in the Premier League or moving to another European club, according to Nizar Cancela. Then we have here Nizar Cancela also reporting that Thiago Silva's boyhood club, Fluminense, want to take him back to Brazil as he prepares to announce his Chelsea exit. Thiago Silva had chances to leave Chelsea in January, but he wanted to stay and help Chelsea in this complicated season and help their young players. He did the best for Chelsea and will do until the end. A legend, according to Fabrizio Romano. And I can't disagree with that. I mean, I appreciate Thiago Silva for not leaving and jumping ship and being willing to stay through the whole process. I mean, I'm sure most of us are a little upset with, Thiago Silva leaving. I think most of us also kind of see that the bell was ringing, and it was kind of time to part ways now.
I mean, I'm not upset. Like, he's had a great 3 years for sure at Chelsea. This year, not so great, but I've kind of blamed on the manager at this point. His time was coming. He's 40 years old. He had to be going to retire or, go for it, But is he going back to his old club at Brazil, did you say?
It's still up in the air. Hasn't been decided yet. He's
either going to go back to Brazil or just retire, basically. Or he could go
all the reports seem to say that he's looking for another club.
Yeah, he could keep going potentially to like 42 Navy because he keeps good care of himself. I will give that to Thiago Silva. He's kept good care, never gets injured really, and plays most of the games, so he's just immortal at this point. But at Chelsea, his time is to end. Like, he's not gonna get any younger. He's not getting any better.
Yeah, man.
He's getting slower. His reactions are getting slower. He's not a fraud, man. He's not a fraud, but he's getting older. He's just getting older. It's time. Like, we got rid of John Terry a lot younger now. We got rid of Lampard a lot younger now.
All right, let's chill out on that one. But listen, I'm just gonna be honest. Thiago Silva, if we're being real, we kind of should have phased him out. I would argue 2 seasons ago, but he's been an incredible servant nonetheless. Obviously a cult hero, I would say, in my personal opinion. Done a lot for he's a great defender, and I wish him nothing but the best in the future.
I am glad we had one of the best defenders of all, of all time, basically, centre backs. Anyway,
another one of the best defenders.
I mean, he goes down to me. He's probably like top 2 centre backs ever.
Really? In what?
Yeah.
In the what?
In what? Top 2? Where?
Centre backs.
What?
In the history of football?
Yeah, top 2, top 3. Yeah, I think so. I think he's been unreal. Like, he's been doing it since like early 20s until now. Like, how long he's lasted, I think that that's to go to it as well. How good he's been. That's why.
I put him in the top 5. Top 2 is
top 3 in Navy. Top 3. Well, you got obviously Maldini.
Yeah, I was going to say Maldini.
Maldini, obviously, he lasts a long time, by the way, as well. So.
Are you talking centre backs?
Yeah. I keep saying centre back. I keep saying centre backs.
You think he's in the top 3 of all time for centre back?
Yes, I think he's done more than Ramos, like, as a player. Actually, but Ramos.
I agree with that.
I know Ramos. Ramos has won more Champions Leagues.
Oh, that's the first hurdle you've fallen down, my friend. If you think he's done more than Ramos.
I mean, okay, hang on. I mean, trophy-wise. I mean, as a player, actually, lasts longer.
I think even as a player, listen, I'll criticise Ramos. I don't think he's even the best.
He fell like 33.
So
I think
okay. Just because you played them, just because you played them, that doesn't mean you're better. Doesn't mean you're better.
No, I think Thiago Silva is literally one of the best like defenders, like defending, passing, tackling, head and ability. Ramos has got better shooting and stuff like that, and he's more aggressive compared to Thiago Silva.
My personal opinion, I don't think he's done more than Ramos, but I think he's a better center back than Ramos. Considering Ramos played the more dirtier side of the game, kind of like how Suarez is one of the best strikers in the world, but Suarez was more of the dark arts of strikers, whereas someone like I can't think of a name right now. Someone like a Messi. I don't think Messi was too well. Messi's not really a striker.
I think For me, he's not even in top 5 Chelsea centre backs of all time.
What, as a defender overall?
Yeah, just not. As a centre back. As a centre back, how he's played and what he's done for this club, he's not even in the top 5. Like, off the top of my head, he's not even top 5. He's not better than Terry. He's not better than Carvalho. He's not better than Gary Cahill. He's not better than Desai. He's not better than David Luiz. He's not. So,
you mean for Chelsea, by the way? This is for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Because I thought you was going to say...
Actually, you know what? I'd probably put Rudiger above him as well.
But Rudiger, I mean, Rudiger did it for Chelsea for 2 seasons.
He didn't do like longer.
Rudiger did it for Chelsea for 2 seasons, and I feel like Thiago Silva did it for 3.
Silva, as we've all debated this season, has been very poor, and even parts of last season very poor. So what we're talking about here. So then he would have only done it for 2 seasons. And remember, as we all think, Thiago Silva, in my opinion, only played well for Chelsea because he was in a back 3. In my opinion, that's because of his age. Let's be honest here. Back 4, he is a suspect, and whatever people may not like this, he's been carried for part of this season by everyone he's played with. He's helped as well. He's helped as well. So let's not over romanticize his thing. He did well, no problem. I think, it's your opinion, Chris. I mean, I could come up with probably like 25, 30 defenders better than him overall in world football. And even just centre backs, I could probably come up with about 20 better than him, in my opinion.
20 centre backs?
Yeah. And just centre backs that have been better than him, I'd probably come up with.
I mean, that's a whole career, by the way. This is what I'm saying.
Whole career as well. When you talk about his career,
how good he's been as a defender.
Let's deep this, right? No one rated Thiago Silva at Paris Saint-Germain because no one rated PSG.
I didn't rate PSG, but I still rated him there.
Yeah, but we're talking about he was there for about 8 years?
He was there for
8 years or something like that.
He was there for a while.
He was.
So, I mean, no one talked about PSG really that much until Neymar got there, really. Let's be honest.
Oh, Neymar too.
Tuchel. Yeah, no one talked about Tuchel. No one talked about Osama.
Tuchel added onto it. But Neymar, yeah. Andrew's right. No one was talking about PSG.
Listen, even if you don't think he was bad last season, okay, that's fine. But let's be honest. The bulk of his Chelsea career, he was the greatest Thiago Silva was when he was in a back 3. Let's be honest.
He did. It's a good point. He did have, training wheels on. Not training wheels. What's the word I'm looking for? He did.
No, he didn't win World Cup.
Support system.
Did he win a Copa America?
I'm sure he did.
Copa America, right? With Neymar.
I don't think he
was.
He
has
won a Copa America because Neymar.
He wasn't in that team. Oh, okay.
I don't think Neymar won one. Did Neymar?
No, they won it without Neymar. Remember, they won it without Neymar. Do you remember?
Oh, I think then he was in it. No, I think he wasn't.
Oh, he must have been in it, right?
He must have been in that, yeah.
He must have been in that one.
So I'm looking at Thiago Silva's trophy cabinet. He's got the Champions League,
he's
obviously.
Won trophy in Syria.
He has a Copa America in 1819. So
there we go.
Neymar,
right?
Because the one when Neymar was.
I mean, look when him and Neymar got injured for Brazil in 2014. Like he was a big thing, and Neymar.
I'm not doubting Thiago Silva as a good player. I just think.
I think he had the whole package, but that's why I say Andrew like top 3. I think.
Yeah, but I also think I also think Chelsea fans have got this romanticised view of him that we were lucky that he played for us. And it's like, I don't like that.
There are. I feel like
that he's lucky. Sorry, that we're lucky.
He did save Lampard's defense.
No, but it's like he's lucky. We're lucky he chose to play for us.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, I felt grateful he chose us because like he could have went to any other club.
That's fine. But I just think, listen, he's a very, very good centre back. He's had a very good career. Listen. There's other times undefeated.
So,
you know what I mean?
I didn't.
Very rare. Nowadays, even a footballer gets to 39, 40 years old playing in a top flight, and that's more on us, really. We're still having to rely on him. That's a bad view on us. It's a bad look on us.
I mean,
he did win the Scudetto when he was at AC Milan. That's pretty impressive.
No, I mean, that's not impressive. That's not impressive. I'm sorry. Do you know
that's not impressive?
Do you know the team?
They had a
No. You don't understand the team that he was playing in. If you think that
was Ancelotti's Milan, wasn't
it? It doesn't matter. He won it. Don't do that. It doesn't matter.
No. But he was making out like it's a crazy thing. It's not. No.
I can't. We cannot.
And he's part of that great team.
We cannot take away trophies from people.
I'm not taking away trophies. I'm not taking away his trophy. I'm just saying though. No. I'm saying though that yes, he won the Scudetto, but like we also shouldn't be making.
Damn, he played with Nesta.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not.
Winning the Scudetto is an achievement.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he was playing against. He won it. He served to win it. Just because the other teams may not have played well, they still AC Milan were the best team that season and won it. He served to. It's like us when we won our titles. We've hardly ever been in a title race when we've won our titles. Should they then be taken away from us because others didn't challenge us to win them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had a crazy team. Don't get me wrong, he had a crazy team, but you still got to compete.
John Terry, when he won a league, he had a great team, eh?
Thiago Silva was in a crazy team, but he made that team crazy himself by being in it. You know, that whole team, all 11 players, he was a part of that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
they've gone a bit too far top
this
three.
Is also.
I don't know. I still put him top 5.
I do want to point this out. This is impressive. I didn't actually know this. Fun fact. France has 4 domestic cups that you could win, or 3 domestic cups.
They used to.
It did.
They used to, yeah.
Thomas Tuchel won them the quad with Thiago Silva in that team. I just realized that. Yeah. 1920. 1920.
Yeah.
The 1920 down here as well. And what's going on with my mouse?
Well, what quad? They didn't win the UCL.
They didn't win the UCL. What are you talking about?
They won the domestic quad.
There's a domestic treble.
Yeah.
French
Super
Cup. No, there's a quad. The domestic trophies. French Super Cup in 1920. French League Cup in 1920. French Cup in 1920. And then the French Champion in 1920.
The French Super Cup is literally the community
domestic cup.
It's a community
show. It's not literally. It's not. It's recognized by that league. Our community show is not recognized by.
It's not a major trophy.
This is recognized by League One.
Yeah, it's a major trophy.
You have to hold that, Ahmed.
I'm not holding that one. We're not hyping up Super Cups, man. We're not hyping Super Cups. I don't care. You know,
while we're not hyping up Super Cups, we're also not taking them away from people. That's what we're not doing.
Fair, yeah. But he won the Copa America. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe we can have a discussion about Thiago Silva.
He's won the League and he's won the Scudetto. And he's won
it all, man. He's won it all.
Copa America. Yeah, man, those are big cups, man. Let's not do that. Yeah, those are big cups.
Yeah. Big cups. But maybe in the summer we can have a discussion about this more thoroughly, because I am curious to see like what center backs we put in that bracket, right? Like maybe we'll have like a little tier list, like the good old days of best center backs ever, and maybe see where Thiago Silva falls. Because I praise Thiago Silva highly, but Andrew might have a point. It might have a lot to do with just recency bias and just how good he's been for Chelsea, and I would argue the last 3 seasons, not this season. But
listen, if I'm being honest,
not just for Chelsea for me,
you could probably name a bunch.
That's a good point, Logic.
You could probably name. You could probably name.
That was a travesty. He got voted out the week before the final. That was a travesty, right?
He never won American Idol. He was in American Idol.
Yeah, man. Brazilian American model, man.
Yeah, and Ahmed, you won Bone Idol. That was it. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Come on, man. You know
All
it,
right.
man.
You never know, man. Thiago Silva's next career could be WWE. You never know. In his 40s.
Yeah, you guys
You
are
want
moving
people
wild.
first.
He won the WWE championship.
We're too far there, bro.
You never know, man. Thiago, he's immortal.
Couldn't have the schedule.
Maybe not.
He never won the PJ Masters. He never won the PJ Masters.
I can't lie, that schedule's mad. So.
He never won the Stanley Cup. My boy Peter Cech.
Thiago Silva would not last one chop, mate. I can tell you that for sure, man. He'd take one
In
chop.
hockey?
No, in wrestling.
No, a gun to chop.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Nah,
All right.
Okay, Marshall,
Let's-
you know the ball, man. Move on.
All right. Let's go on. Next little headline we got here. This is a little one. Maybe that's what he did when he signed a new deal. Charlie Webster signs new deal. Let's pull this up because
I'll be honest, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you want us to comment on this? Like, what do you want us to say? Like, I don't even know who he is.
he's the only youth guy I know.
Who
To
cares?
be honest with you.
Oh, who the fuck is
Who
this?
cares? Why are we doing
He's
this?
got nice hair. He's got
Alexis
nice hair.
cares.
Has he even been on any
Papa
benches
Charles.
this season?
Gets
Wasn't
sold
he-
this summer.
Wasn't he in our preseason? I could
I
have sworn
don't
he was.
care.
Number
Who
64,
cares? This
Marshall.
guy's on a new deal.
He's not noticed. He's not noticed.
He's never playing for us. Who cares? I mean, what? Who cares?
Where does he play, Mark? Where does he play?
I'd rather talk about Thiago Silva for another 10 minutes if this is the next story.
I know, yeah.
Who cares?
Is he son of a?
Ooh, Charlie Webster started a new deal, everyone.
I think Marshall's become a Cobanista, bro. You know what I mean? Big up Marshall, bro.
Yeah. Listen, I just got this player's kit, man. I got his number and everything. Webster, I believe in Webster.
64.
Yeah, 64, number 64, man. I believe in him.
Fast with
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
64.
Listen.
You want me to care about a guy who's got his number 64 in the squad?
He's not rated.
That's just NFL or NBA. I don't give a crap if your number is 64. I mean, 64 is a terrible number. I don't want 64.
Nintendo
I
64.
want to get number 64 in the back of my shirt. Sorry, we don't print that high in the club shop. It's all good.
You know what?
Number 64.
I would like to imagine the day that the club gets what's it called, a 99 guy. Someone else wants to have like the number 99 as their shirt.
Hey,
Isn't that like an Italian thing?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think isn't
Kaka had high
number
number.
99?
Someone no, Ronaldinho had number 99, right? Like,
Dini, I think, may have
He
had
had
it.
80, I think he had 80.
it was 80s. It was high number.
They have high numbers in Italy. I think you guys
Yeah.
are right if I'm mistaken, but that's because of the fact that they sometimes actually just like semi-retire some numbers in it for the.
Do you know how much? Do
That is
you know how much that this is a non-news? I don't even remember Chelsea's official Twitter site releasing this.
I don't, bro. It's not like-
Dodges.
I don't even know.
That's true. This is old, by the way. This is a week old.
But
Which-
Wow,
Obviously.
in that case, we would have remembered last week.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. If it was fresh in your
Would've known.
minds, you guys would have
Oh,
noticed.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what it is.
forgot,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Sorry, it's been a
That's on
week.
me. That's sorry, Charlie Webster. These guys in the panel disrespect you.
Yeah,
But that's my fault.
if it'd been last week, you would have told us I would have celebrated what Charlie Webster signed. How long was he signed for?
Oliver, don't you care about Charlie Webster? Someone cares about Charlie Webster. Where's Will when you need him?
I mean, are we? Is this news? He's only signed a 1 year contract.
Was it? Yeah,
Now we
this
have
is
to
not a
care
prison
about-
contract. It's not a prison
I mean,
contract.
I've seen Charlie Webster play for the development squad. I've been to a live game to watch him, but apart from that, I mean, it's a 1 year contract. This is the exact same thing as Gilchrist. He's not got a future here, and he's had a very poor loan at
Where
Heronvale,
does
by
he
the
play,
way.
Oliver?
Heron,
He's a midfielder.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Can he
okay.
play better than Gallagher?
Heronvale's a Dutch club. That's where he's been on loan this season. He's barely had any game time. It's been a terrible loan.
So you can't hang in the Eredivisie.
Guess not.
That is questionable. All right. Well, since we don't give a fuck about fucking Charlie Webster, let's move on.
I mean, Marshall, what were you thinking? You know, when you were doing the.
I thought. Listen.
I mean, Marshall,
Sometimes I don't know the player. Doesn't mean you guys don't know him.
Yeah,
That's why.
Can I ask you a question? When you were, how long did you expect us to talk about this?
20 minutes.
Honestly, we've talked about it more than I anticipated you guys to talk about. I thought it would be like, I don't know this player, we move on. So it exceeded my XG.
Good news, let's carry on.
So you guys have exceeded my expectations on this talking point of this. So there you go. All right, let's actually entertain this next rumor, or at least a player that could be potentially up for grabs. Unlikely we do go for him, but let's entertain it because we have Raheem Sterling that we do not want, or some of us don't want, right? But Man City are entertaining offers for Jack Grealish. We have here Football Insider. Ooh. Manchester City are willing to listen to offers for 28-year-old Jack Grealish this summer. Is Jack Grealish someone you guys would consider? Because if I had to answer this question, obviously it's going to be a high fee. But if I were to take the fee, if I were to take the fee out of it, which obviously I can't, I do like the player. I would like to have him at Chelsea. I wanted him at Chelsea prior to his move to Man City. But I don't think it's going to happen because it's probably going to be an astronomical fee of like probably around 80 million. 75 million.
They won't get 80 for him.
Fundamentally, I would
he's 28 years old. His contract is on like 2 years. If we can sell Sterling, by the way, and get him for like 50 million or something, maybe 60 at max, maybe I entertain the idea. He is a talented player, by the way. He's very good on the ball. He's good at creating chances. He's a great player to have. So I would have him playing 50 million. If that's like 80 million, just turn around if they say 80, laugh in their faces. We took Cole Palmer for 45.
I don't understand how Pep's used him. He's not the type of he can't be used the way Pep has wanted him to be used. Villa was totally different. He was the main man. Yeah, he played out wide, but he drifted in a lot. That sort of thing. At City, he's asked to start out a bit more wider and then running and drifting from wider areas instead of drifting. You can see it's not his game because he's got probably better passing backwards stats and defensive stats and attacking stats this season. Thiago wouldn't overpay for him. 28 now. People often forget that. They try and put him in with like the Foden group and they're like 5 years younger. He's 28 now. I don't know. To me, he's either going to go back. To me, it's more likely he goes back to Villa.
Really?
Or I don't know. I don't know where he goes.
I can see Man United maybe looking at him. By the way,
I was just thinking that.
That's the shout. I don't know if he crossed the. I don't know if he crossed the divide to go there. I can't see Liverpool.
You know
what?
The new Spurs
Liverpool regime behind him. Spurs won't pay the money for him.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually.
Newcastle maybe for that right.
I could see.
They got Gordon who plays on the left, so.
Newcastle are more about pace on the wing than anything.
Yeah.
I don't know where he goes really.
Yeah, I could see him staying another season. Unless maybe what Aston Villa think.
Just go abroad.
Yeah, but like I don't think so, man. Yeah, but that's just the over a lot of these English guys, I don't know, man. Sometimes they just like to stay at home, innit? That's just what it is.
But I mean,
I don't know why.
Oliver, I know you mentioned the way Newcastle plays, but Eddie Howe is leaving at the end of the season, isn't he? Or
no, he's not. He said he's.
Who said that?
Is he not on the verge of getting sacked? Like, isn't that something that's
because
Mourinho might replace him? They're gonna go for a more serious manager.
Maybe getting sacked at one point.
Marshall, those reports are even older than that Charlie Webster news you were talking that you tried to 5 minutes ago.
They're currently on
the last couple of months. There have been no reports of Eddie Howe going.
Currently, they're on track. Yeah, barring anything going wrong, to get either Conference League.
They're on track to finish in the European place, so even though they lost tonight. So.
And like, at least he's got the ability to say, look how many guys have had injured over time. He's had Botman out for some time. He's had the strikers out for quite some time. Literally, his whole back line's been out, and different for some time too. So he's at least got the injury excuse there.
Okay, so I guess if he is going to stay, Grealish is off the table then.
I don't think Jack Grealish. I don't think Jack. If you're using Jack Grealish wide, I don't think he suits any of this coaches we're linked to. I don't think he suits Amorim. I don't think he suits De Zerbi.
And again, I just think for me, fundamentally,
with his pace.
Wait, you don't think he deserves Zerbi? You don't think De Zerbi? Because De Zerbi's cooking with Mitsuma right now. I would say technically they're similar.
He's nowhere near as fast though.
Yeah, that's true. Mitsuma.
I think.
No. Mitsuma's
I think.
Mitsuma's
other managers would place him probably as a 10.
Yeah.
He uses
I think he's as seen at Villa. He's a player who likes to start off on the wide and drift in, so I don't think he can play well as a 10. He would drift. He would drift.
Yeah.
Like inside forward, essentially. You'd have to play like an inside forward. You just let him start the wide.
We were having Cobham slander. No? Or we missed
we're done. You missed the chance. We're done.
But
sorry.
like, I think also like.
I don't think we should sign him.
Even if you are gonna like say let's play Grealish in the 10, what happens to Nkuku, for example? I want to be playing in his best position, bro. I don't want to be playing my own wing.
I don't think he is like better than
Sterling
or Palmer, and there's no he's not better than Nkuku or Palmer, so I don't think there's
he's
really
not
much
10.
point in getting
He's not 10.
Yeah.
This whole plan
but like I'm talking about like creative forwards.
Yeah, I don't think we go for him. I don't think we go for him anyway. I don't think we go for him anyway.
It was just hypothetical. Yeah.
I think
he would. You see, I think this.
Have the money.
I think this. I think he'll go to West Ham.
That wouldn't be a bad move. Who would he replace? Because they got Kudus, Bowen's been working out for them. Yeah. They need a new striker.
Not that he'll play in the because Paqueta's going. They'll move about pieces, and you can see Jack Grealish. They're using the money. Them using the money on Jack Grealish, especially if a new manager comes.
Who do they have at left wing at West Ham currently?
Paqueta.
It is Paqueta? I thought Paqueta was playing as a 10.
Sort of like he's not like wide. He's just there. You know what I mean? So they could use him like that. They could have something where they have like a Bowen, Kudos, Grealish, and a striker up front. That would be something like that.
But they're gonna have to cough up a significant amount of money because I think City are gonna try to recoup as much of that 100 mil that they spent.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try because you can knock down the size. Signed in 21, 5-year contract. They're probably going to try and get like at least 50 million for him.
So you want Paqueta, so you can make a deal there. I don't think
they can make a deal there. Yeah, they could make a deal there.
I think he should go to Arsenal. Arsenal need a creator out on the flanks like that. Someone who can make a moment of magic out of nothing in big games. Grealish with 2 Arsenal.
I agree, but I just don't think it's realistic because it seems that Arsenal's pockets are going to be very tight this summer. I don't know how they're going to go for a striker.
I don't think he suits Arsenal. I don't think he suits Arsenal at all. The wide players are pacey and direct. I don't think he suits them at all. We've already got Odegaard. Doing that sort of floating role, and I think they use the wides. Use the wides for like more P&P than actual skill. He uses them more direct. Even Trossard, he uses that way and wide and stuff like that. Plus, they got Kai Havertz as well, who will drop in and out of that area every now and again, especially if they buy a striker in the summer. I think Grealish could go to West Ham.
Yeah, I can see that. Speaking of Arsenal, actually, let's. I can't believe this is happening again. Ramsdale links again. So according to Sam Mockbell, Aaron Ramsdale has interest from Chelsea as well as other Premier League clubs and clubs abroad. I don't know. I don't think this is true. It can't be. It can't be. Like we of all. I know the goalkeeper market is a little dry. You know, barring there are a few good talents out there. It's not Ramsdale. No. I don't want Ramsdale. I really don't want Ramsdale.
Starting Ramsdale doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I just don't think it makes sense at all.
And he's not better than what we have.
This is literally a goalkeeper that has admitted he struggles to concentrate.
Yeah, I hate that. No. And it's his moments, his lapses of concentration that cost him so much in that run that in the run that Arsenal had last season.
This situation with the goalkeepers in the summer, or even think about bringing one in. We've got Kepa coming back on loan. We've got Sanchez, we've got Petrovic, and got Serena coming back online. So before we even contemplate, talking about bringing in another goalkeeper, not this goalkeeper, I would bring in another goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get at least 2 to 3 of them out, in my opinion, before you even bring someone else in. So you send Serena out on loan again. I don't think you get any money for Kepa now in his last year, so you just send him out on loan and just see how his contract.
Maybe if you're lucky.
I would sell. I wouldn't pay that. He got ousted by a Ukrainian kid in Real Madrid. I'd get rid of Sanchez, Petrovic number 2, and then you bring in another goalkeeper. I wouldn't bring in Ramsdale. He's not a serious upgrade on them. He's not someone for me who you build a side around for like 5, 7 to 10 years in goal. Not someone who I would pick. Maybe as a number 2, but not as a number 1.
Yeah. I'm curious if there's any Chelsea fans that would actually entertain this. I think the vast majority of people I've spoken to and everything I've seen. Actually, let's look at this post. Okay.
He ain't much better than Kepa if lucky. And that's just, they're both bad keepers. If you want this keeper in, I don't even know what to say about you actually. This keeper's dog shit.
It would be incredibly embarrassing. You know, you go from buying Brighton's second or third choice, whatever Sanchez was, to then buying Arsenal's second choice. Are we hand-me-down FC now? What's going on here? Huh?
I'd rather keep Kepa and have this guy, by the way. I mean, I know Kepa ain't much, they ain't different, but they're both shit anyway, so what's the point? I'd rather just keep Kepa for another year, stay away from that keeper. Let's go for someone serious, or a young potential keeper, if anything. I already know what this keeper's about. He's been replaced for a reason, and the keeper who replaced him isn't good either. He isn't that much better. He's just a bit better.
I know what Scott said, but the other night about I wouldn't get like a same age keeper on Petrovic. I don't care. I'd get Thiago Costa at all costs. I don't care. I'd go to Porto and slap that money down.
Isn't he worth like 70 million though, Andrew?
Don't care.
Really?
Doesn't matter.
Good goalkeepers should be worth that. I'm sorry.
You think he's good enough to be worth that?
The big thing about goalkeepers shouldn't be that much. Why?
No,
How old is he?
26.
Oh, is he 26?
Diego Costa, 26.
26, 27, something like that.
Damn.
For me, I had doubts of him in the World Cup. I've seen improvements over him. I watched him during those 2 legs against Arsenal.
Not even Adam.
Just the way he commands that goalkeeping area. His distribution is very good as well.
Yeah.
His distribution is very good as well.
He's actually 24 years old.
Oh yeah, go right. Hey, look at me.
That's the line.
Yeah.
That's actually better, Andrew, though, him being young.
I'd slap it down right now.
You know what's funny?
I remember right 50, 60, 70, I'd slap it down. That's right.
Funny.
His transfer market value is 45 million euros.
Yeah, but hang on. Saying
that's just an estimate.
Give me Adrian Parker, Eldril Parker. Give me a reason why you wouldn't pay top dollar for to have a great goalkeeper.
Look at Alisson.
And they're so important to a team. Are you telling me right now? if I was to go back in time and Peter Cech in this transfer window, that's how much. That's the minimum I would ask someone to pay for Peter Cech.
Yeah,
70 million, the minimum. I don't get this stigma. There's this weird stigma that you shouldn't pay that much for goalkeepers, and I never get.
Alisson was 70, by the way, Andrew.
Alisson was 60, over 60 million. Are you telling every Liverpool fan would say that's cheap?
That's because people believe goalkeepers are not worth that much. Like they're not that important in football. But anyway, when it comes to Thiago Costa, like it seems. Is it Andrew that's frozen?
Yeah, Andrew's frozen. Don't worry.
Andrew's partially frozen.
I was just reading.
I was looking at Andrew. I was like, "Is that me?"
I was just reading. So I was just reading.
When it comes to Thiago Costa,
I was like, if they're good centre backs, then 70 million is not going to be enough for two.
Yeah, you're not going to get two good CBs at 70 million. I don't know. Your brain's stuck in 2020, my friend.
Anyway,
2020, 2016, if anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, when it comes to Thiago Costa, what you're saying about that, Andrew, is interesting because it was only like a year ago we were talking about him as a potential goalkeeper, and then was it the World Cup?
Yeah, I doubt him.
World Cup, yeah.
He didn't perform that well.
No, he didn't.
I don't know. Like he's talented, but he's still young. And the thing is, we already have a young goalkeeper that we're trying to see develop in Slovenia. So what is the point of having the two of them?
Well, Serena's 18 years old.
Yeah.
No, I know he's 18 years old, but like.
Do you think 24 is really young? I don't think it's that young, by the way.
Whatever, Chris.
Young for a goalkeeper.
What do you mean, whatever? It's not that young.
It's young for a goalkeeper.
Chris, I'm trying to make my point. I don't care. But yeah, the point still stands. Like spending, because Costa would cost a lot. We're spending big on him when we already have Slovenia, and we're trying to see him develop over the next 2-3 years or whatever to see how good he can be. Is that not a waste of money?
No.
Nah.
No, because Thiago Costa's ready to go now, and I'm ready. I'm not. I don't really care about Serena. I want to go back now. We're not going to put in an 18-year-old goalkeeper. He's going to go on loan for the next 4 or 5 years. I don't really care. I need a goalkeeper to go. I need a goalkeeper. I need a goalkeeper to go now. I can't wait for Serena.
In 6 years' time,
I was told. I read the report. Serena's the best goalkeeper in MLS, and then we signed Petrovic 2 weeks later, and I'm told he's the best goalkeeper in MLS.
Yeah, that's right.
So no, I don't.
No, like young goalkeeper, but that's the thing. I'm not. I didn't say Petrovic is young, Chris. Listen up.
Well, you said a young keeper, so it seemed like
Serena is young.
Yeah, so is Petrovic.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
all
both
right,
of you.
Chris, stop interrupting me, please. Let me actually make my point. Thank you. I'm making the point of I didn't say Serena comes in now. The whole point of getting him was for him to go out on these loans and develop over the next few years. Buying a young goalkeeper in Costa, who's 24, in 4 years' time, he will still be at a very Costa will still be in his prime. And what if Serena at that point is ready? What happens then? We just sell him.
We sell him.
Yeah, probably.
I don't understand. So I'm trying to understand what you're saying. I don't see an issue with this. If we buy Thiago Costa and he bangs and he hits, I don't really care what Serena does. Costa could be in goal for us for 10 to 13 years and play well. I honestly don't care about Serena and his development.
That's the conversation I'm trying to have. That's what I'm
saying. But even then, probably,
I don't think any Chelsea fan should care about his development. He's 18 years old. I don't care.
But my thing is, it's frustrating buying these young players just to then buy players who are going to be who are ready now ahead of them, and in a few years' time. Well, I don't know. People don't care what I'm saying. It's fine.
I don't think we don't care. No, it's
not that. We've always bought young players before, and always bought used to buy established players.
I'm just talking about it's a waste of money. Everything that's been going on is just a waste
of money.
How much was it? Money. We only bought Serena was what? 15 million?
Yeah, it was like really dirt cheap.
It's only
Doesn't
nothing.
matter. I'm not talking about just for Selena. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
No, but even if
What was
even,
it? I got to ask this question. What was the point in even buying Serena and then buying Petrovic? What was the point?
It's fine.
And then buying Sanchez.
It's
What was the point?
fine. We can move on. Like I said, it's just a waste of money. What's going on? That's fine. Move on.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean,
Here's
if
the
you
thing.
sign for like 15, 20, not really.
Whatever.
If you
Chris.
sign for 30 million,
Chris,
20 million.
It doesn't matter. We can move on. It doesn't matter.
Well, it mattered to you, clearly.
No, because
So here's the
doesn't
thing.
matter.
It did.
Here's the thing. Everyone, calm down. The whole Slovenia thing. If part of the worry is like, what's the point of buying this expensive keeper if we bought like what's supposed to be the best young keeper or the best keeper in MLS? You know, I understand that, but that's something that will be something we see over time. But another thing is too, like I feel like what we're forgetting when we're bringing up Slovenia in this example, for example, is Slovenia still has to get ahead of Petrovic and Sanchez before, because Costa, if we bring in Costa, he's going to be number one.
Yeah.
So there's still hurdles to be, and not even that. Bettinelli, he's another one that's in that discussion too.
No.
He's never
No,
played
no,
against this club.
No, but I'm just saying Slovenia. No, I'm saying that, but Slovenia has to get over Bettinelli. I don't think Bettinelli's good, but I'm just saying.
No. Bettinelli is just there for quota. He's like Rob Green a few years ago. He's never going to play for us. Okay, he's never going to play unless there's a real mad injury crisis in the goalkeeper department. Bettinelli is literally there to make up the quotas to take a place in the English quota. That's all Bettinelli's there for. Trust me. Bettinelli's not even in a conversation with the goalkeeping coaches. They probably don't even sometimes remember he's even part of the squad when he turns up during, training. It's one of those things. And by the way, I don't think we're going to sign Diego Costa.
No.
I don't think we're going to sign him. I just said I would.
I think the goalkeeper department is going to be overlooked during the summer.
Yes,
I
agree.
genuinely feel that.
Unfortunately, I agree.
Yeah. So that being said, we can move on to the next topic. Let's go on to talking about Ian Maatsen. So nothing really new here, but this is, I guess, more solidifying what is going to happen with Ian Maatsen. And I guess he expressed his thoughts on the situation as well with Chelsea. Let's go ahead and share this tweet right here. Boom. According to Burger PJ, let's see, Sky Reporter. I guess Sky Reporter from Patrick Berger. Patrick Berger. Okay. Ian Maatsen wants to leave Chelsea on a permanent deal this summer. According to our information, the Blues are already informed about the player's plans. Release clause of 35 to 40 million euros. This is going to happen. There's no way it doesn't. He's having a fantastic season at Dortmund. You can blame Poch for all that fun stuff of not playing him. And yeah, well, shit. That's on us. Miss Marina, thank you so much for the tweet here. Genuinely, oh God, don't give me your pity. Don't give me this pity Canadian $5. Thank you, Miss Marina. Genuinely felt sorry for you guys. Some of you guys don't deserve this humiliating performances week in and week out. I mean, you're not wrong there. You know what? I'll take it back, Miss Selena. Thank you for your pity.
Some people do, though.
That's not true. Our fan
Some
base
people
deserves
do.
That's
We're
what
not
I'm
part of
saying.
the fan base. We are part of the fan
like,
base. We deserve
I would
it.
say like 95% of the fan base. I would like to think people that
No,
come to
90,
Casually FC and Carefree
97.
Lewis are 5%. Okay, so I would say I'm part of the 3%. You guys are part of the 3%. Well, actually, Prime, you're.
guys deserve it. I'm not a Chelsea fan. You guys deserve it.
Oh, so you just
Why-
admitted you're not a Chelsea fan?
I get told I'm not a Chelsea fan, so why not?
By who?
No, but you just admitted it. By the non-Chelsea fans, the one that deserve.
I mean, you keep saying I'm going. You keep saying I'm going to Real Madrid in the summer. So
No, you say that.
You keep saying
You
it.
say that.
You say that.
yeah, and you guys.
I'm going
Ronaldo
with Gusto.
Gusto
I'm going with
you
Gusto,
go,
yeah.
you keep saying.
You say it.
Fair enough. We're already there.
Keep a close eye on Prime, ladies and gents. Fraud watch.
Yeah,
fraud
Poch is to blame, which is
Yeah,
why I
Poch,
want
this is-
a new man. I want a new manager. See if they actually want to keep Maatsen.
People who don't follow Chelsea don't understand why we're upset with our left back situation. I know I bring it up. I bring up Ian Maatsen from time to time, and people are like, "Oh, you're blaming Ian Maatsen for this? Like, what do you mean Ian Maatsen? All this? Like, no, you don't understand. We had a really good player here, and Poch didn't play him. That's the problem.
He played him, just never played him at left.
He didn't play him at left back.
He played him every other position.
He gave him
apart from
pity
left back
minutes.
Once or twice.
But he gave him pity minutes. Like, is there actually? Let me look at the stats. How many minutes did he play at Chelsea this season?
I believe his only.
He played.
I believe his only start in the Premier League was at right wing.
Yeah, he's played at right wing back, right and left midfield. He's played as a 10. He's played at left back very minimal minutes.
And with people are inevitably going to try and blame the owners for this too. The owners were trying to give him a contract, but then Poch wasn't collaborating with the team selection and the substitutions.
So guys, he played. Well, real quick, Prime, before you go. He played 378 minutes with Chelsea.
That's a lot of minutes.
Yeah, listen, and I think part of why he's going is because I've been saying is like it's very likely that Poch stays here for next season. If we knew that he was going, or if Maatsen knew Poch would be going, I think he'd stay.
He still might stay, by the way, because Borussia Dortmund might not be able to afford Maatsen, by the way. They might have not afford 35-40 million.
Bayern need a left back. They can afford him.
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah, they got rid of Davies.
Has he actually? Oh wait, no, he is gone. Yeah, he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, the only other left back is Guerrero.
Yeah, they do need him, but would the Bayern unit pay 40 million for him as well?
Yeah, they're probably going to get about 60 million.
And there's other.
It would make sense. Yes, I think it would.
Also, other clubs in Europe that can buy him.
Yeah.
Let me think, because Barcelona are broke. Real Madrid don't need it.
You don't think. You do not think it.
No, okay, what, Barcelona can afford 40 million, you think? In this current, stage they are in? Barcelona.
I didn't mention Barcelona, you did.
Well, I know, but I literally said, and you said, yeah, that's what you don't think. I said, Italian clubs ain't going to pay for that. That's another thing. Bayern Munich, yeah, that's maybe the only realistic one in Europe. Real Madrid don't need him.
Okay, so because Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and
no
there's
Serie
plenty of other clubs that are going to
no
want to go for
Serie
him,
A's
though, Chris.
want to get him, by the way. No Serie A's.
Man United need to left.
Oh, in England, okay. Wow, yeah,
Man United, Liverpool might.
I can't lie. If he goes to no Premier League club, that's go hurt.
Man City.
Fucking Arsenal need a left back.
Actually, Arsenal and Man City. A lot of Premier League clubs do need a left back, and we're stupid enough to get rid of.
Wolves have the money to buy him, assuming they stay up. Like, there are clubs who can buy Maatsen, Chris, but no, because it's Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, he won't.
No, but I said, well, I was thinking of the other, outside of England for some reason. But
you mentioned the 3 biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah, no, but I also mentioned anybody in Serie A ain't buying him. I literally mentioned anyone in that.
Point is, he's not coming back to Chelsea. It's
very likely
Real Madrid he's not coming back to Chelsea.
Even if Real Madrid buy Davies, that means Ferland Mendy's going to be sold. Real Madrid, so other top clubs will be after him.
Madrid can also buy.
I'm sure Ferland Mendy will go back to PSG. Then that what's that left back they've got that they bought, the Portuguese one, the young one, he'll be up for sale then. Probably something. He'll probably go to Bayern. That's probably happened. Something like that. Or Ferland Mendy will go to Bayern. It'll be something like that. They'll probably include Ferland Mendy in the deal for Davis, and there'll be a swap like that.
There could be, by the way, a bidding war for Maatsen if a couple of clubs go for him.
Well, the bidding war. There's no bidding war. There's no bidding war. There's of 35 to 40 million.
Bayern Leverkusen could buy Maatsen as well.
They potentially could, but why would they want him after having Gamado doing that well? He's very good. So,
yeah, but would they not need a backup?
I mean, why would Maatsen want to go there to be a backup?
Because he would play games at Bayern Munich. They're going to be in the Leverkusen.
I don't think he wants to be here, to be not being played at Chelsea.
He would play games at Leverkusen, Chris.
He would. I don't know how much, but Gamado is a very good left back. He'd be the main guy.
Yeah, but I feel like there are going to be teams that are going to, like, this is what happens every time, right? When a team wins their league.
I do blame Poch as well, by the way.
Wait, Chris, I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain to you. When a team wins their league, or a team wins a Champions League, or a big trophy,
of course,
usually other clubs try to break them apart by picking away at their best players and stuff like that. This is what happens all the time. So it might be that this season, because of how good and dominant of a force they've been, and if they win Europa, Leverkusen might get picked apart. And if they if Grimaldo gets sent over to another team, then Ian Maatsen could be the replacement right there. So, but let's actually, Ahmed, thank you so much for this. We got some breaking news actually here. I don't know how reliable the source is, but regardless, it is something that I want to bring up because it is going to be something that comes back up at some point. Is apparently Enzo Fernandez is confirmed that he's trying to play through the inguinal hernia with injections for Chelsea. He needs surgery now to recover Copa America, but he hasn't decided if he wants to take it. So he's going to try to finish the Chelsea season with these injections and a hernia.
That means then he'll either take the operation, he misses the Copa America, or I just don't see how he does not. I can't see him taking this all the way to Copa America and trying to play Copa America with this, because then he missed the season next season. And I don't understand this. I really don't understand this. I think this is a point where a strong manager goes.
Yeah.
A strong manager sits him down and goes, listen, there's 6 games left, okay? We have an outside chance of making it for a league, but we're probably not going to do it. This is more important. And even if I'm not here, even like this club needs you next year, okay? Take it right now. Even your country needs you in the summer. Take it right now. Recover, get fit for a Copa America. Use the Copa America as the start of a pre-season and stuff like that. Come back to Chelsea afterwards, hit the ground running, and we go again. That's someone should really sit him down and say it's just not worth it. We are not in a Champions League race. In a Champions League race, I sort of understand what he's doing, but we're not in a Champions League race. So just take it. Even some of his teammates should be. You need to just go do it right now.
This is what I'm looking at.
The manager shouldn't pick him. Manager shouldn't pick him. He's put him in a more risk as well. Some people actually need the decision made for them before they make it themselves. So they need to all intervene and go, it's not worth it. Go take the surgery. We'll see you back next year.
Yeah, I just looked at the calendar too, and it is exactly what you said, Andrew. If he plays until our last game is against Bournemouth, March 16th, I think I just saw. May. I'm sorry, May 19th. May 19th. I'm looking at it.
Weekend of May 19th. Yeah.
May 19th, 11 a.m. against Bournemouth. That's our last game, and then we return in preseason against Wrexham on the 24th of July. Copa America essentially ends on the 14th. That's the final game.
Take surgery. Surgery. You recover, rehab, train, get ready for Argentina with the Copa America. Use that as part of your preseason. Come back to Chelsea or stay over there for the preseason tour, because that's what's going to happen, and then go from there. That's a smart thing to do. It really is.
It's just so baffling to me.
But if we get a new manager and you put this off, you're then behind with the new manager, right? The further you delay this, the further the recovery time is. Hernias, there's different recovery times of hernias depending on the damage. If it is a hernia, like I said, whatever integral hernia or whatever it is, there's different type of hernias. So just get it done. Really, honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth it finishing the season, plus. You have nothing to play for. Just go and get it done.
I agree. Let's go on to another topic we have here for you guys, which is something we talked on not too long ago. But actually, it got brought up again, and it seems like there's a little bit of feet to this interest, and that's Levi Colwill being linked to a PSG move, or just being linked with interest from PSG. Let me rephrase that. So Levi Colwill is an ambitious target for PSG, despite the fact that Chelsea aren't looking to sell him. I heard someone say that. I think it was yesterday. Someone mentioned this. The real test to see this ownership, or one of the real tests to see how this ownership is going to be, what they decide to do when an offer comes on the table for someone like Levi Colwill or Reece James or Cole Palmer. And yes, I would agree to a certain extent. But from what I can tell, last season, many clubs, including Liverpool, wanted Levi Colwill, and we said no, despite still wanting to do the pure profit. The pure profit thing still existed last summer, by the way. It didn't just happen over the course of the season. It happened last summer, so it was always there. And I don't think anything official ever came out for Reece James, but there was interest for Levi Colwill, and we said no. And this summer there probably will be interest, and I would like to believe that the ownership are digging their heels in and refusing to actually get rid of Levi Colwill. But what are you guys' thoughts?
They won't get rid of him unless some ridiculous profit comes in, maybe. But given the fact that our centre back thing is really in disarray this summer, with Silva leaving, Fofana's fitness record, even now Chile's fitness record performances, the Saturday second half of the season performances or last 3 months, Chalobah potentially being sold.
Leaves.
Ironically, him out injured, he's probably the most secure defender should be there. I know he's been out injured as well, but I just can't see it happening unless some ridiculous alpha comes in. I really don't. That's really too hard to turn down. But even then, I would go, do you really need to do it? Especially if you're getting rid of Gallagher, Chalobah, a few others like Maatsen or something like that, then you don't need to sell. And even if you did need to sell, unless it's a really ridiculous offer, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. I think it would have to be a ridiculous offer, which I don't think it will come. I'll be honest, I'm not too attached to Colwill, but again, I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that this season there's been a disservice done on him. We didn't get to see the best of Colwill, not at left back. So time will tell. Maybe my opinion changes on him. Reece James to me is one of those we'll see this season and we'll come back and discuss it. But yeah, let's go on to the next topic.
I don't get anything.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to say anything. Go ahead.
Oh no, Andrew was talking. So, Chelsea fans who are crying and stuff, grow up and be a man. They're only selling the academy players that clearly aren't good. I don't rate Colwill, but he's clearly in the football world respected as a young talent. They are not going to get rid of him. Reece James, obviously we know how talented he is, regardless of his injuries. They are not going to get rid of him either. People stop crying just because Mason Mount is sold and Gallagher is going to be sold. Those two are not good enough. I don't get the whole tears about Coven players being sold when we're keeping our best ones. It is what it is. Get over it. Be a man. Touch grass or something.
All right. Big up. Ooh, I almost timed you up by accident. Sorry. All right, let's go to the next topic here, which is going to be Conor Gallagher. All right, so new interest came out on Conor Gallagher. Apparently, Newcastle scouts have been present at recent Chelsea games and are carefully monitoring the intriguing situation around Conor Gallagher. This is coming from Lee Ryder of, I guess he's the Chronicle chief writer for Newcastle. I could see him go to Newcastle. I think that's very possible. I could see him making a move in general, but I think what's really going to happen with Conor Gallagher is he's going to ride out his contract to the end if he doesn't get a new contract proposal.
No, he's going to leave. He's not going to sit there on the bench and not play.
He won't sit there on the bench if Poch is here, though.
Right, but the thing is, then he will probably sign a new contract then. If that's the case. My thing is this: he's not. Listen, if you get a new manager in, I don't see this guy playing.
Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah,
I don't see that, and I think
it's a big part of it.
Listen, we've been trying to sell him since January 23. Yeah, so we accepted offers from Everton from him. We were 5 million off accepting an offer from Spurs for him. You know what I mean? It's just a point of when you go, okay, yeah, you can ride out a year, that's fine. But who knows if Poch gets sacked, the new manager comes in and goes, yeah, you can run around a lot, but that's it. You know what I mean? What else you got to offer me? Because your other attributes aren't that good. You know what I mean, you can run around all you want, but it's not going to help me. You running around if you can't put a simple pass 5 yards either way. You know.
Yeah.
Newcastle. Listen, I think Bruno G is going to leave Newcastle this summer. Whether it's to Arsenal or Man City, I think he leaves this summer.
Because they need funds.
He's going to have some money to spend. Canali's going to be banned still.
Okay.
It's in. Spurs are still interested in him. I know Spurs are still interested in him. As a squad player, which he should be used here as a squad player. That's Conor Gallagher. I think Conor Gallagher has to realise that, and he's not going to, because other players, like pundits and other players and people are going to tell him otherwise. He's a squad player for any big club. He's not a starting player for any big club. Okay,
I agree.
No. And it's funny, all the rival fans finally saw what we have been talking about when he played for England. It just shows that they never really truly watched Chelsea to begin with. Because all of the outrage came when he started playing for England, but we've been telling them that he's like this for Chelsea, but they never see that before. Which tells me, when anyone says any opinion on Conor Gallagher for Chelsea, that's a rival fan and thinks he plays well, I'm just not taking it seriously. So.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that. I mean, it's hard for me to even add on to it. I agree. He's a squad player. I can see him. I think this is smart of Connor. Wait till summer. See what the ownership do with Poch before you decide to sign a contract. Or even wait till January, to be honest. The ball's in your court. You don't have to sign the contract now. You can sign the contract 6 months before it's over. Just wait to see what's going to happen with Poch if you're going to get your play time. If Poch goes, then you're probably likely to go to a club.
If he's going to do that, then I would say we're not playing you. We're not playing you in any games, so you can sit there and rot. Let's see if he wants to still stay then.
Yeah. I think he doesn't want to stay for the club.
Force his hand. If you're not going to sign the contract, which we tentatively offered, and we're not going to offer you the wages that you want, by the way, that's why he's not going to sign a new contract, so we're not going to offer him. He wants like 150 grand. We're not going to pay him 150 grand to run around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not worth it to run around.
Prime.
Gallagher. Yeah, no, I disagree with you. Like, I think Gallagher does know that he's not good enough for maybe per se like a top 6 club, but like he just really wants to play for Chelsea, and I think that's the big thing. Would he be okay with being a squad player? Maybe not the happiest, but like knowing that he's actually at Chelsea, I think he would be okay with that. I don't like Gallagher as a player, but like it's clear looking at him that he actually loves the club and he doesn't have like a massive ego like Mount has. So as long as he's getting adequate enough game time next season under a different manager, I think he'd be willing to stay and sign. But then we'll see, because like he didn't want to go to Spurs. That makes sense for obvious reasons. He turned down Everton.
No. We turned down. No, we couldn't agree a deal with Spurs. Not that he didn't turn down Spurs. We couldn't agree with Spurs.
I said he wouldn't want to go to Spurs for obvious reasons.
No, I totally disagree. I totally disagree. I could see him going to Spurs, no problem. I could see him taking nothing going to Spurs. He stays in London. He doesn't have to uproot that much.
That's fine.
I think he'd rather go to West Ham because West Ham's another club that's interested.
Fine.
Okay, fine. Let me finish what I'm saying. Like he turn down a move to Everton like last year January?
He said he did because he wanted a top 8 side or a top side instead.
Yeah,
top 6 side, something like that.
Spurs fit that model.
Yeah, which to be fair, that's also valid as well. Yeah, I don't know. As soon as I want him to go, I don't know. I think he might end up staying. Which again, so long as he's a squad player, I don't necessarily mind. So,
Oliver, do you have any 2 cents on the whole Gallagher situation? Do you feel like he's going to run out his contract? Do you feel like he's waiting on the manager? I mean, overall thoughts in general.
It's going to definitely help his case if Pochettino stays next season because you know it's obvious just with the game time. Whether that helps his contract, though, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends whether the owners are willing to bend to what Pochettino wants to do with the squad, and thus far it doesn't seem like they have been. So my prediction probably is it does get to a situation where he probably just runs down the contract, and you know. I think it's just going to be stubbornness from all sides, and then it's going to end with a separation. And yeah, not much beyond that, to be honest, from me.
That's fine. I mean, like I said before, if he doesn't want to leave, then we just do what we did with we just
Mason.
Just he trains by himself, stuff like that. You can't pick him.
We do know.
We're not going to have this. They said it before. We're not going to have people going in. You know, not going to let people leave on a free. So we're going to make it unpleasant as possible. So you're not changing that. You're not training with the other first team squad, stuff like that. Don't want you. I don't know why he doesn't take the hint from his ownership. They don't want him like that. It's a horrible thing to say, but they don't want him. They've tried to sell him now for nearly 18 months. He turned down Everton. We were 5 to 10 million part agreeing a deal with Spurs, stuff like that. We don't want him. I don't understand why he just doesn't get it. I'm okay, he's grown up. I understand his love for the club and stuff like that. But, bro, read the room. You're only here because our tactically inept manager picks you.
Yeah.
If you actually had a proper manager who was involved, you would be a squad player. At best, you wouldn't be starting any games unless it's cup games, and the injury thing. And even then, you wouldn't. For me, you wouldn't start.
I think
this guy's not better than Andres Santos.
No. And I think everyone here hit the nail on the head. I think it all depends on which if Poch stays or if he goes. I think that's the biggest decision maker for what's going to happen with Conor Gallagher. But that being said, all right, this is where things are going to get a little spicy. I think this is where we're going to have a big discussion on a few things. So, ladies and gents, if you're still here, smash up the like buttons, appreciated. Be sure to also subscribe to the channel. It helps us out tremendously. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. I see a lot of new faces here, so big up to you guys. You guys are, making the algorithm work in our favor. So, big up to anyone who's new here. Stay a while and listen, because now we're going to talk about the manager go-round.
You see the new faces here?
New faces in the chat.
You see their faces?
Yeah, I see them.
And when you don't notice on YouTube Studio now, you actually see people's faces, even if they don't loud.
Funny enough, my background is blue because of all the monitors that I have. And you know that scene. I know you know this scene, by the way. It's in The Dark Knight when Morgan Freeman has all those infrared and that's every chatter. I have their age, name, sex change, passport information, everything for everything.
How do you know?
So I've seen their faces. Because you literally had a channel called The Nexus, right? And where you talk about the Marvel stuff, and if you didn't know that, then I would have called you a fraud of a comic book nerd.
How do you know we had a channel called The Nexus?
Plus, you generally join in with our Batman slander on Sarcasm City, so don't even try that with me, okay?
Marshall, you know too much about me, man. It's a bit weird, but okay.
That's what I mean. He's got your purpose on it. He's got the information.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know everything about you,
What?
man. It says right here.
Well, I'm not sub to the channel.
One of your burner accounts is.
I don't have a burner account.
And he knows where you got that hat as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did I get the hat?
He can't. He's not going to say it on stream.
It's on this. Yeah, exactly. Disclose information. Nando's.
Say Nando's.
Yeah.
Jokes on you.
Nando's don't sell hats.
They did the one time Prime went there.
Jokes on you. This isn't a hat. This is just a large sock. Jokes on you.
Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about managers. So there's a few managers on the table for Chelsea, and now there's a few that are off the table. And I kind of have some news a little bit about a few of them, right? So Fabrizio Romano reported, breaking, Xavi has decided to change his mind and stay as Barcelona manager. After tonight's meeting and Laporta insisting for him to stay, Xavi accepts Barca conditions and will continue as head coach. Formal steps to follow. Some people want Xavi Hernandez. We'll discuss that. Exclusive, Unai Emery commits future to Aston Villa by extending contract as boss until 2027. So he gets a 3-year extension. Spaniard happy at Aston Villa. Club intend to sit down in summer to prolong deal further. Owner see 52-year-old becoming their version of Sir Alex Ferguson. Wow, that is big. Anyways, then we have here Arne Slot, right? Liverpool negotiating with Feyenoord today, having made Arne Slot preferred choice. Keen to show Feyenoord total respect, plus also in contact with Slot. 45-year-old enthusiastic about potential move. Still other candidates, but Slot main target. Listen, Slot, if you're listening, remember you were third choice. They wanted Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso rejected them. They wanted Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim says, I don't think I'm ready. Probably prefers West Ham. Time will tell. You were third choice. You were not preferred choice. But we move. We have here Ruben Amorim, funny enough, may be one of the most wanted managers in Europe this summer, with Liverpool and West Ham both being touted as destinations. But where will he end up? And I'm not going to read that. Then we continue. Chelsea have long-term admiration for Ruben Amorim and could move for him if they sack Mauricio Pochettino, according to Sammy Mockbell. Roberto De Zerbi could be another option. There is a feeling he would be open to leaving Brighton this summer as well. So a few names out there. And, you know, anyone who thought maybe we can get Unai Emery or Xabi Hernandez, I think that's now out the door, leaving us with a few options. There's going to be a lot of managers out there, but anything in particular that you guys saw that interested you or piqued your interest?
Yeah, I knew when Xavi wasn't going to leave Barca. The Emery one makes sense, them extending his deal. The Amorim one also was not a surprise. We were linked with Amorim a few months ago, and then those news died down, and then there's rumors about Poch staying, and then the whole Liverpool stuff when they were rejected by Xabi Alonso. Not the first time Liverpool have been rejected in the transfer market. They then went and moved towards Ruben Amorim, and then that stuff was taking a while. Then Amorim, we saw the links with West Ham with Amorim, and Amorim went to West Ham for an interview, and then it got revealed like yesterday, or well, I guess today, yesterday, that the reason why he went for the West Ham interview was because he was trying to speed up the process for the Liverpool job. However, Liverpool thought he was actually going to go for West Ham and reject them, so that's why they moved towards.
Is that really what happened, Prime?
That stuff that I've seen, reports.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And listen, if you spent less time looking at your big blue TV screens, you would find out more. Anyway, So that's why
connected to Twitter.
They moved towards. That's true as well. They moved towards Arne Slot, and it looks like we're going back in for Amorim. So I hope this is true. He is a manager I really want us to sign this summer.
Is he your number one choice, Prime? Of the whatever's out there, to be honest, the realistic ones that are out there.
Oh, you mean realistic? Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't say realistic. Maybe I should say available ones.
No, I mean both, because I want like Simeone or Sarri, and neither one of them will come to Chelsea. So my realistic one is Aaron. Yeah, he's a very smart guy. He's a tactician. He always adapts every season as it goes on. So when his team looks like it's getting found out, when his team finds out, it looks like it's gonna get found out, he always finds a way to improve upon it. And he also has a way of keeping players fit. That was probably the big selling point that sold me. He has a way of keeping players fit and not getting injured, which means, hey, Reece James, you're safe. You're safe, my boy. We're back. But yeah, Ruben Amorim all the way. He's the guy. He's the guy. Well, he's the guy to develop the squad that we have, at least.
Okay. Oliver, you heard some of the names that I just listed. Any of them stick out to you of interest? Any of them you think is actually potentially has a chance of coming at Chelsea?
Sorry.
This guy. Yeah, go on.
So, okay, we'll start with Xavi, I guess. I didn't want him in the first place because of the whole Barcelona thing about how he was going to leave. He didn't like the pressure of the job, and coming to Chelsea wasn't going to be much better in terms of having a spotlight on you. Now he's just a flip-flop, and I need a bit more consistency than that, so I'm still not on the Xavi train. That's not realistic anyway now, though, because he's off the market. Arne Slot, I haven't seen enough of him. I've heard good things about him. I think when we've had Steve on the channel, he's said some decent things about Slot. So I'd need to know a bit more about that. And then, who was the other one again? Amorim,
De Zerbi. There was also mention of Unai Emery, so that's off the table because he's signing a 3-year with Aston Villa now.
I never thought that was a possibility in the first place. But do you want to know who I'd want? Basically,
yeah.
I'm leaning. I'm so on and off with De Zerbi. I think it probably is De Zerbi, but I'm so on and off about it because I just know that he probably wouldn't improve this defense. But at least he'd give us a bit of build-up play that would maybe help. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a mid-market. I guess I might be applying a very high standard, maybe a Roman standard to this market to say that it's not good enough. But the fact of the matter is a lot of these options, whether you like it or not, whether you know them or not that well, whatever their name is, a lot of them are better than Poch. So that's really the idea for me. I just need an upgrade on Poch. Even if you bring in Tuchel for like 1 or 2 years, that's fine as long as it's not a long-term thing because he doesn't do long-term. So yeah, I'm kind of I don't really know where I'm at. Probably De Zerbi, but that could change tomorrow. Like I'm very flexible on it at the moment.
So I'd go for Ruben Amorim myself.
Your first choice?
Yeah, he's my first choice, and then it's De Zerbi. I think would be that choice. I was listening to a few Liverpool channels over the last couple of days because obviously the big news is that whatever happens, doesn't look like he's going to Liverpool. But funny enough, I've heard it on a few channels. One of the few reasons that came out was that he's actually eyeing up the Chelsea job. As that,
really,
West Ham, and also that that's what I listen. If he's coming in, his favorite system is a wing back system. Fine, no problem. He's improved players, even at Sporting Lisbon. They're about to win the title, I think, in Portugal as well. He's turned a Coventry striker last season and no one heard of and no one wanted. And now he's going to be one of the hottest properties in the summer to get. He's got that Diamande at the back as well.
I was going to actually say, Andrew, do you think that if we get Ruben Amorim in the summer, that's very likely Diamande comes with him?
I think what usually happens anyway is whoever manager you sign from that previous club, that their players instantly become linked to your club, no matter what. Right?
Poch got linked to all the Argentinians.
Yeah, which is why I want Poch out, because if he's going to play a wing back system, then he might be able to change Maatsen's mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he might be able to change Maatsen's mind. What Chelsea fans have to, and this is not just Chelsea fans, it's now every fan base looking for a manager. There are 3 world-class managers. Klopp, who's going on a sabbatical, Pep, who's never leaving City, and Ancelotti, who is not leaving Real Madrid. Or if he is, it's only to another big club. I know Hansi Flick is out there, but my thing about Hansi Flick is why isn't anyone like getting to him right so quickly? Do you know what I mean? Like that, I don't know. I just think though that fans are going to get out of their head. This is the type of manager that's happening right now in terms of the manager market. It's the up and coming managers, and I'm very surprised by like how people aren't looking at our own league this season about not non-big name coaches actually doing well, or people that they don't think are a big name coach. The way that Unai Emery has slated where he was here with Arsenal, has turned Villa around in less than 18 months, are now going for a European trophy and are going for a Champions League at the same time. Raiola at Bournemouth, definite relegation favourites at the start of the season. And he's now got Dominic Solanke scoring 18 league goals and Dominic Solanke linked to Arsenal in the January transfer window. Where it was like at the start of the season, if I told you that, you would have laughed me out the room.
Yeah.
Gary O'Neill.
Check the casualty tables.
Gary O'Neill at Wolves took the job six days before the league started. Oh, but Wolves are 11th. Yeah, but where do you expect them to be? When he lost his 2 best players and they didn't replace them. Where do you expect them to be? De Zerbi had his best players removed and not replaced, still keeping them fairly competitive and stuff like that.
1 second, Prime.
And just come in and done a good job at Spurs, and Eddie Howe's rebounding at Newcastle and having a good end. I know they lost tonight, but he's having a goodish end to the season, and he's had a lot of injuries as well to deal with. So I think that's where people have got to get snobbery out of their mind. This is not a manager market of 5 to 10 years ago where Mourinho was still at his pomp and Pep and Klopp were there and Ancelotti and others and stuff like that. You know, I just think people have to get their heads around that this is the type of manager that's going to be here for the next. That's why do you think Liverpool are going after Arne Slot, for Christ's sake? Do you know what I mean? He's in that group. He's an up and coming manager. Crystal Palace went for Glasner. Look what Glasner's done in a few short weeks. He's got Mateta, but he's got people saying Mateta's a good forward. When he's been stinking up the place for the last year and a bit. He's got Crystal Palace scored 5 goals the other day. When's the last time Crystal Palace scored 5 goals in any game?
That's true. Prime just showed me a tweet here that I want to post up. Give me 1 second to just reshare the screen. It's related to Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim and his agents used West Ham's potential interest to put pressure on Liverpool. Liverpool responded the next day by circulating rumors that Amorim's name lost strength and that Arne Slot was the new favorite per Bruno ANDRD. Wow. What is it with Liverpool in these chess games, man?
Marshall,
the thing is you can't make direct approach. It's like contract tampering and stuff. They need to do it like indirectly or through intermediaries.
Bookmark that.
What happened?
That comment.
Bookmark.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll hold you to your word there. Go on, Oliver. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, you know, that they can't directly tell Arne Slot they can't tell Amarin that, you know, or they can't communicate directly because that's like contract tampering with, you know, with Sporting Lisbon and stuff like that. So they need to do it like indirectly or through intermediaries. I guess this is them taking the indirect route by, or you know, this is Amarin taking the indirect route by going to another club. In this case,
DHL. This is where I know people aren't listening. DHL. I never said get Gary O'Neill or the Bournemouth manager. I never said that. I said look at the league with unknown or unknown name managers and people that you don't rate because they're not big enough managers. But look at what they've done this season. They've shown you that coaching matters no matter what the name is. And the big names like Ten Hag and Poch have shown you that they're not good enough, but they've got the big name. This is what I'm talking about. You're just proving your football snobbery right there. Okay? People going, I want a winner. I want this, and that. I want to prove. There's no big name managers in this market. You're going to probably say Hansi Flick. Fine, it's probably the biggest manager out there. Don't even say bring Jose Mourinho back. Please. I don't want his legacy tarnished because he's not good enough anymore. That's the whole point. These are the type of managers that are there. They're young, up-and-coming managers. They're in the mould of Ruben Amorim. Mikel Arteta, they're in the mould of Mikel Arteta. Up-and-coming managers. No, but I'm just saying, you cannot deny the jobs that those two managers have done this season. They've been fantastic in what they've done, given the circumstances. And Raiola came in after Gary O'Neill kept Bournemouth up and was very popular at Bournemouth. But he's managed to keep that squad on side and approached it well. That they're working with him. Dominic Solanke, 18 goals. Dominic Solanke, bro. 6 months ago, if I told you Dominic Solanke is going to be up there for the Golden Boot, you would have laughed at. I would have laughed at it. Gary O'Neill.
That's very true.
You can always compare with his two best midfielders going. I mean, I don't know really what Eddie Howe isn't necessarily, but I think he'll be better than the two. Well, that's fine. That you might be proven right, but the point is that those are the type of managers, the ones that you just about know about or you don't know about. Did anyone know who the Girona manager was before this season?
Nope. I didn't know. I'll be honest. I didn't know who De Zerbi was until he came to Brighton.
Maybe who De Zerbi was 2 years ago. Yeah. Even if you watch the Champions League, you're not watching Shakhtar Donetsk. You know what I mean? You're just not doing it.
People weren't watching Sassuolo when he was cooking over there either.
Exactly.
So like that's why yesterday. I mean, I don't want him. I'm not saying I want him, but that's why yesterday. I mean, Thomas Frank. I don't think he's good enough, but at the end of the day, I'm not watching Brentford all the time to say whether I think he's going to be good enough or not. And on top of it too, like I got to look at what he's done with Brentford and kind of admire it. Like, okay, I'm curious to see what this manager would do if he gets like more funding, if he gets more backing, right? He's not my first choice. Amorim is my first choice, but then you have the likes of Xabi Alonso, you know, getting his badges over at Leverkusen. No one ever thought that if I had told you in the beginning of the season, using an Andrewism here, if I had told you in the beginning of the season, Xabi Alonso is going to take Bayern Leverkusen and go undefeated for the whole season.
After Bayern Munich spent £100 million on Kane as well.
Yeah. You would have all laughed at me. No one would have believed me. And now look at what he's doing.
On a team that never won anything.
They only knew him by name.
They were called Bayern
Leverkusen by name.
They were called
Bayern
exactly.
Bayern Leverkusen. They were I think they almost got relegated last season, right? They were close to getting relegated last season.
They were near the relegation zone when he took them over.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly. And now look at them.
He's coming from is it second division Atletico Madrid or where?
Yeah, I don't know where he came from.
Real Sociedad or something like that.
Yeah.
Like in the second or under 8 or the youth team or something like that. That's what I'm talking about.
There's a lot of managers and the poster boy for all of this. Actually, I think Xabi would be the poster boy. But you could argue the other poster boy for this whole entire argument of like, let's go for a proven manager, Ange Postecoglou. none of us knew who, and he was on our short list, right? None of us knew who Ange Postecoglou was. We heard about what he did in K-League, I believe, right? As well as Celtic, and we didn't rate it.
No,
we
it's on our list, and people laughed.
Yeah,
and I understand.
We were thinking...
I understand,
and I get it too, because the same logic occurs to me. It's like, I know he did well at Celtic, but is that going to translate to the Premier League? Premier League's a whole different monster. And now look, like, say what you want about Spurs, but their football and what they're doing is way better than what we're doing.
It's two that's not been mentioned in the list from Italy. Get Inzaghi from Inter Milan, or get Spalletti. Get Spalletti from the Italian national team.
Inzaghi only lost one game in the Serie A this season. I deeped that. Yeah. Inzaghi only lost one game in Serie A this season. You know how impressive that is? It's not a farmers league. Each season, there's a new champion because it's a competitive league. You got Napoli, you got Juventus, you got AC Milan. A lot of good teams in there.
You see what I'm saying, though? All these managers we're mentioning are either just turned up now or have 1 or 2 seasons. There's no one out there with a name recognition available. There's just not. Don't even try and say Diego Simeone to me.
I would love this, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Why would he? He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that. He's bro. They allow him to smoke cigars on the sideline. You know what I mean? He does that. He's like that. Why where he is? Why would you want to ever leave Real Madrid? No manager ever wants to leave Real Madrid. You get sacked by Real Madrid. He's on the verge of winning another European. He's on the verge of winning another European Cup. He's going to win the league without having a recognised striker, and he's had a lot of injuries this season as well. He's just about to sign Mbappe for next season as well. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. It's like people's expectations are just weird, or they want to build like some type of time machine and run it back. It's not. Just think logically, and don't give me this. Oh yeah, this is what I hate. This now thing. Oh yeah, because you don't recognise them, you don't rate them. Oh, there's no other manager will do a good enough job with this squad, so we should give Poch another season. That's not an excuse to keep Poch. If Poch is doing a terrible job, he should go. No matter who, it doesn't matter. No matter who you think you're lining up to bring in, you don't keep someone terrible at their job just because you don't think another person can do anything. You get rid, and you run the risk. That's what it is. Any manager we bring in right now will have question marks. Even I will have question marks on any manager we bring in.
Yeah.
Because it's a step up. No matter where we are in the league, it's a step up.
That's like saying you're in a bad relationship, but there's no point breaking up with her because the next one will treat you.
Exactly. I'm afraid, I'm afraid to get out of this relationship. Yeah.
Kevin said Palace manager. Yeah, Glasner. I actually wanted him as interim like a couple of months ago.
Yes.
What? It's not a risk though. If you hire the right guy and you do your research, it's not a risk.
Here's the problem though, and I think part of the problem with our fan base and the reason they're thinking this way is because everyone is obsessed with going back to how things were under Roman. Everyone wants the ready-made, ready-to-go manager, and they want to go back to how things were under Roman. And I'm sorry to tell you, it's just not going to happen. It's just not viable. You're asking for that to happen. You're asking for us to, for one, get a manager who isn't washed up already. And there's very few world-class managers out there anymore. I'll be honest. I don't know what's going to happen with Pep, but Pep's not going to want to come to this thing. Pep's going to want to take a project. He wants a long-term thing. Exactly. And then you have Carlos Ancelotti. He's going to want to stay at Real Madrid. He's winning trophies over there. He's winning Champions Leagues, and they're helping him build a team, and they're getting him players he wants. Klopp is going to take a sabbatical, but I doubt he wants to do a long-term thing as well. Tuchel, if you want to consider him world-class at that, I think the owners are not going to want to swallow their pride on there. So the selection is very, very limited. So let's say you do get the manager, right? And I'm not putting Jose in. I think Jose's time is done. That football it's fossil football now. I think you get the manager. Then what's the next step? Is scrapping the whole entire team that they just spent $1 billion on to rebuild a team with players that this manager is going to want. And how long is that team going to last before that manager gets sacked? And then you're leaving the next manager with the last manager's headaches. It's just not sustainable.
Here's the thing. There's a nucleus of this squad now, I believe, that you keep, okay? You trim whatever either side. You definitely need to bring in a striker. For me, you need to bring in a goalkeeper, a left back, at least one or two centre backs, and another midfielder, another winger.
You're not wrong, Suleiman.
But then if you're going to bring Amorim in, the winger situation becomes less, and then you're just looking more of an inside forward and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you get Lavia back fit, hopefully come back fit. That's another thing as well. The medical team situation needs to change as well, or what that situation needs to be looked at. Whether it's medical, whether it's Poch himself and his team not listening, that could be it. Get Lavia back fit, integrate Andre Santos into this as well. You've got options there. If you're going to play like Amorim's win-back system, it's only going to be 2 in midfield, and then rotate that way. But you want to bring a winner in. Amorim's about to win the league, so that's a winner, right?
Like people talking about, there's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of quality managers available, or will be available this summer. There are quality managers available, from managers who have won things in Inzaghi and Spalletti, to managers who are like kind of potential, in like Amorim and Slot and Sebastian Hoyne, etc. Pick one, because I don't know what philosophy or what style of football they want, and it doesn't really make it apparent by the players they've signed. So just pick a manager, pick Amorim or pick Slot or etc. Pick one and build towards his vision.
Yeah,
it's not really that hard.
Let me tell you right now, and you can criticize the owners and directors all you want. I don't believe they ever thought it was going to work. Poch was going to do this.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't. No matter what you think about them,
there's no way.
And what I say, that's where he did his best work in saying yes to everything in that interview, or giving the right kind of answers that they wanted to hear. But there's no way they envisioned him doing this. Not a sweet chance that they think that was going to happen. So that should make them want to get rid of him even more, because he has not lived up to what he said he was going to do. All this about youth development is it's 10 years ago at Southampton where you had to do that. Let's be fair. Apart from Harry Kane, what youth development, and Dele Alli to a lesser extent, what other youth development did he really do? Because if we're talking about someone's going to put Kyle Walker was already in that team, and Danny Rose were already in that team beforehand. Yeah, they were already in that team beforehand. He got lucky. He started Kane in the league. He only started Kane in the league because Thaigo got injured. Kane was getting cup minutes, Europa League, League Cup, stuff like that. And basically, he stumbled onto Kane and he ran with it as far as he could. This youth development thing of him is horseshit. Okay? Absolute horseshit. And we're seeing it right now. Okay? He is a dinosaur when it comes to modern day football. An absolute dinosaur.
Who is?
He's not evolved. Okay? His tactics are outdated. Well, whatever tactics he uses, his training methods are outdated, in my opinion.
Oh, Poch. Okay.
Yeah, he's just not it. Ironically, he's not even that old. He should be in a conversation with these others, but he's not.
The thing is, the owner should have known this.
He made Messi look ordinary. That should be a prime example.
That should be a red flag.
Even if Poch's tactics and style of play wasn't outdated, his style, or at least what he did at Spurs, does not suit these group of players. He's trying to play a all-action energy midfield.
Yeah, exactly.
With midfielders that don't suit it. Enzo can't do that, even though he can shift. Enzo can't do that, and Caicedo can't do that. He's trying to play Wanyama and Dembele in 2024 with Caicedo and Enzo. That doesn't work. We don't have high-flying, bombing fullbacks We've got Gusto who can bomb forward, fine. But like with Reece James being out for the majority of the season, Gusto doesn't have any cover.
But even then, remember earlier in the season, he said he doesn't like his fullbacks fronting up.
When was Reece James injured? Not the operation. When was he injured?
In September, in first game of the season.
Right. So wouldn't you then think this guy's got a history? I know this guy's got for the last 2 years. He's got a history of injuries, right? We're not going to buy another right back. We've got Gusto. Why don't I start prepping an actual natural right back from the youth setup, right? No matter what you think about it, right? Why don't I get them ready so that even when Gusto goes out, they've got minutes here and there. No matter what, I can put them in the odd game. I don't have to put Gilchrist in there. I don't have to put Disasi at right back. You would think that. But Poch doesn't.
That was my assumption with Poch, by the way. People were telling me that Poch uses youth. So any problems we have in this squad, he will plug and play with academy players. That was why when he was playing Gilchrist, as much as I don't like Gilchrist, I was thinking, you know what, fine.
Yeah.
Gilchrist is playing right back. He's the right back backup or third choice. Fine. If we have a problem in any position, like in midfield, when we were getting injuries and Enzo and Caicedo were burning out, I assumed he would have played a midfielder there from the academy. We didn't do that.
He didn't do that. And he should have known. He should have known. Well, a manager should know. Reece James is injured. He's had it. He's going to be out. I've got Gusto, who is young as well. I'm asking him to take on a hell of a lot, but I need to be prepared that if I'm going to play him in most games, mostly 90 minutes, he's going to break down somewhere. Yeah? It's just naturally going to happen. Yeah? The body can only take so much. So I'm going to start prepping. I'm going to start prepping an actual right back.
And especially the way Poch plays.
Exactly.
And that's why our owners need to, or whoever, I don't know who's in charge of the hiring and firing.
Owners and directors need to take full responsibility.
They need to be careful because the next manager that comes in needs to suit our squad. I don't want to bring in another manager that's going to mismanage our players.
Yeah.
Well, before we continue it, let me bring in some Poch news to segue into this. No, unfortunately not. And
Marshall, you're a fraud. You knew what you were doing with that.
I never said he was. Okay, well, I guess I did. Never mind. So we have some comments here. Ashley Cole, at Chelsea, I had a different kind of mentality. I was angrier when I went there. I played with more anger. I wanted to win. It was all about winning. My magic moment was winning the Champions League. Klopp, I watched Arsenal versus Chelsea for 5 minutes and thought that's enough. It doesn't help now.
Yeah. Cheers.
Then,
so what does that mean?
That means that means we conceded in 5. Remember, we conceded in less than 5 minutes, and he thought that the game's over. That's what he thought.
Yeah. You could tell.
Oh, Arsenal versus Chelsea because they're in the
Okay. Nothing definitely decided on Mauricio Pochettino's future yet. Focus on finishing the season strongly. The plan has been an end-of-season review, and despite growing pressure, Pochettino retains the support of Chelsea dressing room. Understand Chelsea's leadership are yet to make any final decision and want to do so dispassionately. Games against Aston Villa and Spur games are going to be season defining as far as qualifying for Europe are concerned, and doing so is still seen as important. Lots of factors will be considered, including whether stability is best for success. Along with Pochettino's own performance, injuries, the young squad, I hate when this gets mentioned. The fact this summer ends a 4-window recruitment plan, data, good and bad, and the potential benefit of another preseason together will all be taken into account, as will Pochettino's own views in what is anticipated to be a two-way process. Pochettino himself will not be a passive figure in any conversation over his future. Chelsea are in a process of normal succession planning. This is what clubs often do. Whether they make a change or not, it's often more important when a manager is on a shorter-term deal. As a result, there aren't fears about finding or attracting a replacement if necessary, but there is also no active interview process yet. Pochettino was aware right from the start a kind of appraisal would come at the midway point of his guaranteed contract. The record 5-0 loss to Arsenal and a trophyless season has now added pressure, but Pochettino's fate remains an open case. That's coming from Ben Jacobs.
All that inflated fucking bullshit tweet that you put out there.
This makes me mad.
Adding all these words.
That's a nothing sandwich.
All this shit. One sentence he goes, Pochettino will be asked for his own views. The next sentence says, but it won't be taken into his own future. Poch, do you think he should be sacked? No. That would be really good, won't it?
I think this is something that doesn't get mentioned, and it's if the owners are considering if it's beneficial for the stability of the club to sack him.
We're not stable. We're not stable with this manager. Stability comes from the manager as well. He's not made his position stable. He's not made the squad stable.
But sacking managers doesn't make your club unstable.
Exactly. Keeping a manager that's not doing his job is stable. And this squad is not with him. If that squad lost Pochettino after that performance on Tuesday, I'd hate to see them what they performed if they hated him. Because if that's love, then those Pochettino, and if he thinks that's love, Pochettino's never known what love is. Okay? Because that is not love. Okay? That wasn't it. This whole, why is it Aston Villa games and Spurs games are season defining? Why wasn't the Sheffield United 2-2 draw and the 2-2 draw at home to Burnley against 10 men with no manager on the sideline season defining? Why wasn't yesterday season defining? This is what I'm talking about here. Okay? This is very weird, right? Because if this was like an American team, I don't think this ownership would keep their coach if they're performing like this. Do you think they'd keep Tom Bowley would keep the LA Dodgers coaches if they were performing like this? No fucking way would they do that. This is what I don't get. This is all conflated another Ben Jacobs, very good with the words. Inflated nonsense.
I do like the words.
And it's an interview process. There shouldn't be an interview process. Go get the manager you want and agree to deal with the club to get him out of his contract. This is all interview process.
They're going to want to do the same thing they did.
It's not
we're not Real Madrid. We don't have a right to demand an interview process.
Exactly.
We don't have a right to do it. And Marshall, did you see the conflicting tweets that went around? There was one that said that
you mean the Fraser Fletcher one, right?
I don't know who they were from, but I think Thaigo were tweeting them or whatever. It was about, there was one tweet that said that that something like internally they really like Poch, the board or whatever.
Oh my God, I blame the owners for so many things. Stop this bullshit in the chat. I blame the owners, please.
Okay. And there was one that was saying like internally they really like Poch. There was another one that said that they won't use any like emotion or preferences in terms of judging how his season has gone. And then there was another one that was like saying that he will give his like input or stuff or his own opinion or assessment on how the season's gone. It's just too many weird and conflicting, not even conflicting reports. It's just the same regurgitated nonsense over and over and over. And it seems like no one really knows what's going on per se, but they're saying the same things because they know it's going to get clicks from Chelsea.
Hey, Prime, let's do a role play, Prime. You be the owners and I'll be Poch. Ask me about this season. Ask me how the season is going. Wait. You be the ownership and I'll be Poch. You just do it. Just ask me like about what the season stuff. Go on. Ask me anything.
Oh, howdy, Maurizio.
No, don't do the accent. You can't do the accent. You can't. Don't do the accent.
Okay. Don't let me have any fun. So Maurizio, how has the season gone? I see here that we finished 12th. How's the season gone, Maurizio?
Well, you know, we've had struggle, we've had injuries and stuff like that, but I really feel we're onto something. I think if you give me the next season and we plan ahead, we're definitely going to improve. You'll see us win something next season.
But it says here, Cole Palmer scored 22 goals and got 12. He's the top goal scorer and assister in the Premier League. Surely that's, I mean, last year, Man City had the top goal scorer and won the treble. Surely that should be enough for you.
No, listen, I plan everything around Cole Palmer now. I really wanted to sign him in the summer. I'm glad you got him. He's now the mainstay of this team. It's been my plan all this long to play around Cole Palmer, and I've got the best out of him this season.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, someone just told me that you didn't want Palmer.
No. I just didn't want to put too much pressure on him at the start. That's all, But okay. Now he's worked under me. I coached him to get all those goals and assists.
Maurizio, we have made over 200 million investments in midfield. How have they gone on this season?
Oh well, it's. I'm trying to get the best out of them. I'm coaching them, trying to make them work well, and I want it to be high pressing and run around a lot. That's what I want to do. That's what I think these midfielders can do. I know you spent 250 million pounds in, but I think I've really improved that midfield. It just shows that Enzo's playing for. He wants to play so much for me. He's playing through injury to play for me. He really loves me.
Why is he playing through injury? I remember in January, we brought back Santos for you to use, and you said no.
No, because Enzo, like the rest of the squad, loves me so much. They're willing to go through the grind for me. These players love me. They all want me to stay next season. They all want me to stay next season and play through me. They love my training methods. I don't know why they're getting injured. It's not because of my training methods or anything like that.
They all love you?
Them to do. It's something else. You need to look at something else. I'm great. I just need another season and we'll win the league.
Maurizio, you said the squad loves you. Ian Maatsen, his contract situation, we're trying to convince him to stay. He's a very talented young player. Apparently, Bayern Munich want him. What's going on there? Why aren't you using him? Why doesn't he want to stay? Does he not like you?
Unfortunately, he didn't reach my height requirement, so he had to go. I'm sorry about that. I need at least 6 foot players.
I don't know much about.
I need a 6 foot 5
about soccer. I don't know much about soccer or how football works. There's a height requirement.
He's just, for me, even though he won Player of the Year at left back in the Championship, I played him everywhere else, and I just don't think he's good enough. Even though I've not really played him at left back, I just don't think he's good enough at left back. I'd rather play a left centre back at left back who's never played at left back in his entire career.
But surely, you've had our squad has had injuries this season.
Not my fault. That's
Chilwell, Cucurella,
Chilwell. That's not my fault.
Oh my days! I want to see.
I'm fantastic and great. You should keep me on for next year, even though I failed to live up to anything I said in the interview in the summer. Yeah. It's still not my fault, though.
Oh, and Maurizio, one final question. I spoke to you after the Carabao Cup final. When you said that you were trying to play for penalties, and you still, we're now end of the season, 5-6 months later, and you still haven't given me an answer. Why were you trying to play for pens against Liverpool's youth side?
That was the players wanted to play for penalties, not me. It's not nothing to do with me.
Why are you listening to the players? You're in charge.
I
give you free reign.
Players love me.
I give you free reign.
Players love me. They want me to stay. I'm great. Nothing to do with me whatsoever.
Let's continue reading more about.
That was a better performance. Than we saw on on the weekend. Yeah.
Don't ask me anything about tactics.
You should have the job instead.
So Mauricio also had a few comments to say about our structure. I guess recruitment and so. Well, let's see. I haven't read the comments yet. So Mauricio Pochettino has told Chelsea hierarchy they must make ruthless decisions in the summer. He said the club needs to come up with He said the club needs to come up with a smarter strategy in order to avoid more painful nights like this one. Holy shit. Are you serious?
He doesn't take ownership. He's lost 5-0. And he's blaming everyone else. He's proved it.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't get sacked after he says this.
And like we said, Marshall, he needs the experience so that it's damage limitation on his own tactics.
Oh my God. All right, let me continue. Hold on. Pochettino has painted a bleak picture of the situation at Chelsea and said the club needs to be clinical when sitting down to make decisions at the end of the season.
Again, he is not.
Jinkies.
He's not wrong in anything he said. The club does need to have a smart strategy, and the club does need to be more clinical. What he's left out is hold up. No, Marshall, stop. What he's left out is he's also part of the problem.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like, he accepted this project. He knew what the plan was. I would like to believe, all right, because I'm not in that boardroom, but I would like to believe that the board were pretty transparent about, listen, we're gonna get youth kids, we're gonna give you a team, you're not gonna have a say in the window. And they told him in January as well, you're not gonna have a say in the window.
Why he said he said yes to everything because he wanted a job.
No, Marshall, that's a lie. He has had a say. He said he wanted, near the end of the summer, he wanted experience. He was given experienced players. He rejected them.
He wanted Agate. We went for Agate. We weren't going for Agate until
we wanted Vlahovic.
I think he's referring to Vlahovic, yeah.
No. Both him and Agate. That Vlahovic deal was done. He said no. He was offered players. He rejected
That's not
them.
my job.
Even in this, what's our style of play? That's not my job.
As he put in an interview about a couple of weeks ago, and he's explaining, I don't see why you need abbreviating it. I don't see why you don't need a style of play, or I don't really rate styles of play and stuff like that.
No, Andrew, he said, we give the ball to Cole Palmer. He knows how to come up with a solution.
Cole Palmer and Inshallah. That's what it is.
But like, he was given like players. We can't. Like, he knew what the deal was. Like, he was given players and he rejected them. Like, what are we doing? But why is it we have to feel sorry for Poch?
We don't.
But we don't. In the 21-22 season, right after winning the Champions League, why didn't we feel sorry for Tuchel when he didn't get backup quality fullbacks to Reece James and Ben Chilwell?
Because we didn't smash enough likes on this video, by the way.
Why didn't we feel sorry for? Why didn't we feel sorry for Sarri?
Hit the like buttons, ladies and gents. Please smash the like button. Helps the algorithm.
There be better managers at this football club we have not felt sorry for. We won the.
I don't feel sorry for Sarri
after we won the title, after Jose won his third title at this club, that summer we didn't back him. Why didn't we feel sorry for Jose when things got bad? But we have to feel sorry for Pochettino. No, man, get rid of him. I'm sorry, get rid of him. Actually,
that's what I mean. In his own comments. There's no ownership. There's no taking of any ownership. Why is he discussing? Why does he answer questions about that or go straight into that? But then when someone asks him about why Gallagher played on a right wing and left wing against Sheffield United, he doesn't want to answer that. It's just this whole thing about. Listen, I'm not surprised by those comments. Why I'm seeing now today more and more of reports about his future. Because I can bet those. I can guarantee you, what they should have done. Those comments should have hit those owners and directors very badly, in view of him. That basically what he's saying is, and they have a hand in it, no doubt, but it's more in Pochettino that he didn't really have much to do with that 5-0 defeat yesterday. Which is insane.
Yeah.
Which is what I just say, it's not me. It's basically, it's not me, it's everyone else. I'm great. There's everyone else.
There are a few comments here from Kieran Gill that were tweeted. Chelsea would run the risk of a dressing room backlash if they sack Mauricio Pochettino as manager. It has been learned. Insiders added that Chelsea players were given Wednesday as a day off to let the dust settle from the Arsenal defeat, their heaviest ever loss to their London rivals, before returning on Thursday to prepare for their trip to Aston Villa on Saturday.
That first thing you said, I think, is bullshit now. I think it's bullshit. That he'll lose the dressing room. Absolute bullshit.
Let me say this. Anyone in the dressing room that has a problem with Poch getting sacked, we can gladly sell them as well.
Yeah. But can I just ask as well? What are they going to do about it? Are they going to get out of their 10-year contracts? Yeah. Oh no, wait, no, that's our choice.
They're going to give up their contracts. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? This whole group should understand this. You are ninth in spite of your manager, not because of your manager, not because you're playing for your manager. You're ninth in spite of your manager, which tells me that if you have a better coach, this team can do a lot more. And you add certain few additions that can do a hell of a lot more than ninth.
Mm-hmm. This is insane. There's a sense that parting ways could seriously be considered, though Pochettino has been fully involved in preseason planning, according to Sam Mockbell. We have more here. Chelsea run the risk. I already read that one. The players are also aware of the possibility of yet another change following the sackings of Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter. A number of Chelsea players believe the squad would benefit from Mauricio Pochettino staying. This is going from Matt Law. Take it with a pinch of salt.
That's the PR map. That's a puff piece. Yeah. That's a D-Rider piece right there. That's what that is.
You know where this comment might have been valid? In 2020, 2021, when we sacked Frank, that might have been valid then because he's a club legend. You don't owe Pochettino anything.
No.
Yeah.
No. This is why I'm sorry. This is anyone thinking like that Pochettino can stay and help you improve. You need your head looking at fan or player. You really do, because
and these
players he's not like. He's not any player you think is playing well. If you think Gusto are playing well, fine. I don't think that's down to Poch. I don't. These players might like Poch. Like, because on a personal level, I think he might be like a likable person. So they might feel like they might feel like a bit sad in that sense. But this is, it's a business, it's a job. Get over it. Do you know what I like him from? Do you know what I like him? He doesn't hold them accountable. That's why. He's like that. He's like that dad whose kid always misbehaves, and he gets told about it, but he doesn't do anything about it because he doesn't see it. He just lets them roam free and do whatever they want. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And I'm not saying you have to get a major discipline over. You have to go all the way over to the other side and have someone come in and act. But you need to hold them accountable. They need to be made aware of what's going on and why it's important. Because it shows on the pitch sometimes. Why do you go from and obviously it's to do with tactics. Why do you go from the mindset of playing so well against City at the weekend to playing like this yesterday? And I know that's to do mostly with Poch and his tactics and the fact that he's actually put into their own brains that Cole Palmer is the main man. And we can't do anything about Cole Palmer. And that's seeped to the rest of the squad, and he's allowed that to happen. But I'm saying that these other managers now that people are talking about, will hold players accountable.
Dark, we're in a constant loop. This is the third season. Well, that's not true. This is not the third season. This is the second season. And this is the first season for a lot of these players. So
when in the loop, last summer was all about the manager. That's what it was about. It was all about the manager. This season has been manager and players. It was all about the manager last season.
I have a question that I'm gonna save for the end. Let me just continue reading here. There have been fears that top coaches would be nervous about taking the Chelsea job. Sources have dismissed that theory, insisting they are already top coaches who would be prepared to take over and would be excited by the challenge on offer at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I have here from Matt Law. Some things have been noted. Handling of young talents such as green lights, I guess. I don't know if he's talking about the evaluation of Poch, right? Handling of the youth talents such as Palmer, Jackson, and Gusto. Improved home form. And 2 trips to Wembley. The cons is public comments about lack of experience, and team selections have sometimes raised eyebrows.
Yeah.
This is about as
the first thing about the manager. This is what you get in this fan base or rivals. No manager's going to want to manage Chelsea. Managers have egos.
Yeah.
Every manager that replaces a manager at a club always thinks that they're going to do better. They're going to do better than them. You know what I mean?
Who? Noted by who?
I guess this is according to Matt Law.
Oh, some things to be noticed. But, like, has our home form improved?
We haven't
it has.
We haven't lost as much. That's fine.
Yeah, but like being Chelsea, that's nothing to be impressed by.
No, but that's why this is a PR puff piece.
Going to 2 trips to Wembley doesn't mean anything when we lost both, and one wasn't. It was only one final. Handling of the young players. What about the young players like I say on Enzo?
Yeah. How about the handling of Colwill? How about the handling of Maatsen?
Team selection.
The handling of Carney. Handling of Carney.
Yeah. Handling of Mudryk and Madueke. How about that? How about the handling of that? 3 players, young players, such as Palmer, Jackson, and Gusto. You've picked the 3 players that have 2 players that are the best players this season, and one has had a goodish season. Wow, you picked those. Those are wow. You picked all the names you could have picked. You picked those ones. Wow.
Also, Maurizio Serfatino. I have some stats to back you up. Enzo's had the highest GNA with the U.S. manager, sir, compared to last season. He has 3 goals. He had no goals last season. So that is some progress as well for Maurizio Serfatino. So just wanted to say that too. So you can add that to the list of things during your interview.
Oh, look at the Curry T guy defending Serfatino. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on, Serfatino.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
Maurizio Serfatino. He's tragic. I
think it's a legitimate
Serfatino is crazy.
What we got for Prime then? What we Prime win Stanley or something?
Right. I think if they look back on this, if they had recorded any of their conversations with Pochettino during the interview process, I think they had a legitimate case for fraud for what he said and what he hasn't done. Do you know? I legitimately, honestly, I would have sacked him. I would have sacked him yesterday and just put Thiago Silva in charge for the rest of the season. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, player manager. Why not?
Yeah,
I have a question to ask you guys.
Serfatino asking to be sacked. Okay.
I have a question.
It's not my fault. It's everyone else's. Don't sack me. I'm fine.
So
I don't know. We scored way more goals we did last season. Okay, we've conceded way more goals, but you've got to take the good with the bad, the rough with the smooth.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. My defense. It's not my fault. The defense has got worse and we can't defend set pieces. That's on the players, not me.
Fofana's the reason they conceded 56 goals this season. He's been out for this whole season.
Not my fault we broke Frank Lampard's record with the transfer ban season. Not my fault.
My question to you guys is going to be, we were just talking about taking the risk and bringing in a manager who, the not the big name, pretty much. And although I do agree, I guess, is this playing devil's advocate? I don't think it's playing devil's advocate. But I guess my question to you guys would be, how patient would you be with that manager? Like, would you be more patient in Poch because Poch at least was a name that you knew and you had expectations that, okay, this guy can get us to at least top 6 or top 4, whatever you thought. Whereas a manager without as big of a name, with like an Amorim or an Arne Slot or De Zerbi, you're not having those same expectations. I guess where would your expectations be, or where would you? How much patience would you have for that manager?
When people say patience and it takes time, what exactly does that mean? Does patient mean that we have to go through another season of being tactically inept, bottling games, playing players out of position? No, I want you gone as well. But if being patient means we're building towards something, and next season, we'll try and push for top 4. Maybe we finish 5th and 6th, and we know it's going to take a couple of seasons to get there, or a few seasons to get there. I'm fine with that, so long as you're showing progression. But if you're constantly failing, no, you don't have time.
Joel put it right there.
Managers are understanding.
What I'll do is I'll add on
getting results.
I'll add on this as well. And also, if you are seeing this and we lose games here and there, people would still people obviously be annoyed you lost, but they wouldn't take it as bad.
Sure.
Because if you're seeing progression, a style of play, and something just worked that, okay, it needs tweaking here or there, we know next time, and we see them actually evolve as well to that time so we don't repeat the same mistakes, then they're going to accept that as well. They will accept that was my whole thing. If Poch had actually stuck to what he did in pre-season and not been a coward, and totally went away from what he did.
That is 100% true.
We would, and like, that was another comment as well. We don't have a player who can link, Parmesan player who can link the play. Who did you start your first 2 games with before he got injured? Who was doing that job? Carly Chukwuemeka, who now doesn't even get trash minutes.
It's ridiculous
on the pitch. Doesn't even get NBA trash minutes. I don't know what Carly Chukwuemeka's done to Poch to make him think he can't do a job for his team.
It's because
that's the whole thing. The reason Spurs fans are enamored with Flange is that they've seen change, okay, from what's happened. They've lost games. They've been humiliated. They've got humiliated up in Newcastle, but they're not calling for it for his head or anything like that this season because they've seen something there. They've lost a few games, but they've seen more positive than negative. The positive has hugely outweighed the negative this season for Spurs fans. They're hoping, I don't know why they're hoping, because Daniel Levy's in charge and nothing's going to change. They'll probably sign Werner on a permanent deal, but at least they've seen it. That's what I'm talking about. Eddie Howe, okay, there was some calls for him this season to be sacked, but the reason you didn't hear that for like 2 years is because you saw change right away. You saw him improve players. Joe Linton was a joke in this league. He was a 40 million slot signed as a striker. He's turned him into one of the good midfielders in the Premier League. Got Isak there. Anthony Gordon, which this fan base laughed at trying to sign Anthony Gordon.
That's true.
I laughed at him, by the way.
I laughed at him.
I wanted him as well, but they laughed at him. Look at Anthony Gordon now, one of the players of the year. Even last season, I know he's fallen off. Eddie Howe had Almiron playing well.
Yeah.
He had Dan Burn at left back for 2 seasons. Left back, a slow, over 6 foot left back playing well. And by the way, this is all a season where their number 1 goalkeeper's been out for most of it as well. Nick Pope's been out for a very long time, and he still got them in European contention. So fans will be forgiven if there's fans are very easy to please. It's not just like hard, easy to please. If they know the situation and they see improvement, like this season, if Poch had done that, we wouldn't be discussing Poch out. We'd be going, okay, it's understandable. We've improved. We're not the finished article. We still need to add this piece and this piece. But he hasn't done that. He's done the complete 180. And we are 9th in spite of Poch. Not because of him. In spite of him, we are 9th.
I would even say for me this season, I'm sorry, Oliver, I'll let you go in a second. I would say for me this season, if I were to repeat this season with another of these managers that we named, De Zerbi or Amorim or Arne Slot, whatever, even if you gave me the same season, but let's say we don't get embarrassed to Arsenal, right? Like we did yesterday. Let's say we actually look confident going into the FA Cup, final and the Carabao Cup final. We win convincingly. We don't lose to teams like Wolves. We don't lose to teams like Bournemouth and Brentford. I mean, maybe we still get draws to Brentford and stuff. Maybe we even lose the big 6 games, right? But we win the games we're supposed to win. I think I'd be okay with that, and I would want to give the manager time, another season, just to see what happens.
Yeah, that's valid. That's very valid.
And players playing in the right position too. And players playing in the right position. Yeah,
the players playing in the right position.
Were our cup runs hard this season, apart from the final and
no. Poch made them hard. That's the only problem.
Just 1-0. This is not a damning statement. We lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough, who had 14 injuries at the time. Their manager, Michael Carrick, literally came out and said, we knew Levi Colwill was going to play left back, and we targeted him. Poch still played him at left back, and they targeted him.
So fair.
So if Michael Carrick at Middlesbrough with 14 injuries is out cat-ticking you,
can I remind you guys
you need to
that
go.
we just barely scrapped the win against Leicester as well. It was a last-minute win.
Remember, I said again. I hate going back to stuff I said, but like I've been saying this. Remember, I said this before the Carabao Cup final that if Potter, this is such an easy run. If Potter had this run,
yeah, that's true.
Will make this final. If Poch had last season's squad and had to face Man City in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, we would have got battered. We didn't get battered last year like we should have. We would have got battered under Poch. Guy's horrific. And people want to defend him time. There's nothing he has done this season. There's no argument you can make that he deserves.
That's very true.
At least with Potter, I hated Potter, but there were arguments to keep him. There were genuine arguments to keep him and give him more time.
Yeah, at least with Potter, I could see like, okay, we're defensively solid. We're not winning, which is important, but I see that our players are shit. And we're missing our chances, and so on and so forth. Big up TJ Warren TV for the $5 super chat. He's an Arsenal fan, for context. Here's $1 for every bit of joy that I experienced yesterday. Big up Casually FC, the most self-aware Chelsea channel on YouTube. Chelsea equals shit. You're not wrong.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, he's right.
At the moment.
Who are you trying to convince?
Yeah, yeah. The MB.
Wait. Chelsea was shit? No, never.
I dare the most. I can't believe there's even anyone still out there. There are the most self-absorbed, naive, illogical Pochettino. I dare them to give me 5 reasons for keeping him.
I'm afraid to do it myself.
Sure. I got you.
You gave him a lot of material with the whole.
Let Curry go.
5 reasons. 5 reasons.
Go ahead, Curry. Damn, CP, can you not think of a single one now?
Oh, sorry. I was speaking, but I actually was on mute. Sorry. I'm saying just like Klopp didn't want Mohamed Salah, I didn't initially want Cole Palmer, but look at where he is now, guys. Top scorer and 1 assist away, right? No one knew anything about Malo Gusto, but you know what? I helped him become prem proven, and he's slowly adapting and learning to this league, guys. He's getting better slowly at crosses, and we can surely admit that's helped us a lot, especially with our captain Reece James being injured. What else can I say? Nicholas Jackson. He had 9 goals in the league last season, but look at how he's playing link-up play. Very similar to Harry Kane. Almost like not saying he has the finishing of Harry Kane when I developed Harry Kane myself, but you could say he has the footballing attributes that a Harry Kane has become. And he's only 22, guys. He's only 22. I think he's turning 23 this year. So we can still work on the finishing a bit. He has a lot of time to adapt, especially with my staff. Don't worry, guys. We help with human sons development as well. So we can help these players develop to the people they need to be. That's 3, right?
I'm not giving you that one. You're still on 2. I'm not giving you that one. You're still on 2. You invoked Harry Kane, so you're still on 2.
I invoked Harry Kane in a way of saying that Harry Kane and Jackson have very similar footballing attributes in terms of technique.
Move on, brother.
And I'll
move on.
Okay.
Move on.
Next one.
Okay. So obviously I didn't have any say with regards to Sanchez, but Hugo Lloris became the World Cup winner that he came to be, and through my goalkeeping staff, we're really seeing Petrovic grow and become. He is probably will be a starting goalkeeper for America, and you can see the quality he has already in the Premier League in the 20 to 30 games he has now played for us. Obviously, there are still faults in the near post, as we can see, but don't worry, me and my goalkeeping staff will work on that. You can also see slight advancements in ball playing. While they might be long balls, they're connecting to the striker.
Stop. I'm not. I can't listen. I know Listen, I can't. I'm going to put you out of your misery and just fire you right now.
I tried.
I'm going to fire you right now.
Time to go!
Farewell, Corey Poch.
Like the great man says. Like the great man says. Like the great man says.
You didn't mention
There's nothing. As soon as someone invokes a Harry Kane argument,
I'm surprised you didn't
Harry
mention
Kane
goals.
No, not even that. Very big. You didn't mention the good parts. You didn't mention the fact that Pochettino, listen, I did my job. I set out the game plan. I outclassed Pep. The players let me down in the semi-final. You didn't mention the part of, listen, Gallagher missed the chances in the cup.
Well, we're doing an overview of the general league. I didn't want to specify, so as to nitpick, I wanted the staff and the technical directors to know that I have a larger overview. I see the forest from the trees. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, you mentioned how you raised the Conor Gallagher's price tag now.
CP, you would have had a better job convincing me if you'd said you had magic beans for me to buy off. Okay.
Correctly, you didn't mention the fact of we put 6 past Everton, who are the 4th best defensive team in the league before we played them.
This is on a side note. On a side note. Can that be the final stamp this season? Like how crap this league is after like the four or five teams. That Everton fighting a relegation battle are the 4th best defensive team in this league and still in the relegation. This is how shit. This is how shit.
Surfer, they put 2 past Liverpool, man. They put 2 past Liverpool.
Aston Villa Spurs are going for that 4th place. They've really conceded 50 league goals. 50 league goals going for that. We've got Man United. I've now just got into a +1 goal difference. And us, that could be in Europe next season, having conceded 60 goals in the league. This is how crap this league is in terms of quality after 4 or 5 teams.
Everton have conceded the 4th least amount of goals in the league.
Exactly.
And we got 6 past them.
But Prime, did you also see Prime? They've got the 2nd highest clean sheets. 10 after Ryan Arsenal.
We put 6 past them.
We put 6, and they're still 4th. They're still 4th best defense, and we put 6 past them. This is how rubbish this league is after 4 or 5 teams. I'm telling you right now. This is when this is the best league in the world. What do you mean by that? Is it the most watched?
If we sat now and we bring in a competent manager, we finish top 6.
Bro, I'm telling you right now. If I swap with Sean Dyche, he gets us a European place.
Yep.
Yeah. Some style of play.
No, not even. No, Surfer.
And he's had a point deduction. 2 points.
No, Surfer. Bring me Graham Potter, and he would finish in a European spot, right?
Fine.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
We've had clubs that have had points deductions fighting relegation. I will tell you this right now. There are 2, on top of my head. Poch is the worst one. There's only 2 that come close. It's Ten Hag and Chris Wilder. Close in this league.
Yeah.
That's worst coaches for me. I would take 15 other coaches. The 15 other coaches in this league ahead of Poch. They're all better than him.
Yeah.
Exactly. With no fullbacks.
Yeah.
They don't have fullbacks, and they could get a result against Arsenal. But this is mad.
What's going back to Potter, it's last season this team actually wouldn't be that bad with Potter, because last season I think a lot of the reason we wanted him sacked is because he had absolutely no
2 wins in 22. That's what
he had no leadership in that dressing room. The players that we had at the time did not respect him. That it's so true. He also kept playing players that were absolute garbage. There was no reason why he needed to persist with Kai Havertz when you had Armando Broja there, when you had Aubameyang there. Dacho Fofana, he was there too. You had options after January. And
Broja had his ACL by January.
Oh, true. That's true. That is true about Broja. But you still had options to not play Kai Havertz. And yeah, just the results weren't there. But you could see there was a style of football there. There was something there. Now I don't know what I'm saying, man.
Poch staying here. I've got. No matter what you think of him, I know he's not playing. He's playing in South America, but I've been watching his Kendrick players very closely.
Yeah,
there is something there. You know, when you go, if he's coached properly, there is something there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want someone like Poch even getting near. I don't want Poch anything, even when he visits. Like we sometimes have him visit the last couple of months or come over. I don't want Poch going anywhere near him.
What? So what you're saying, Surfer, is don't let Payet smell the lemons.
Say, you know what? Say to Poch, you're fumigating Cobham that day that Payet is coming around, so you can't actually do anything. Right? It's a day off. Give everyone a day off, even that, and you get Payet round to Stewart. Honestly, I don't want this coach. I don't want him coaching.
Let's get a restraining order in place, man.
Yeah. I don't want him coaching Andre Santos when he comes back.
Forward.
Look what this guy's done to Ugo Chukwu. He played him injured. He got injured right away. He's bad. People are going on about Badashile. Badashile is literally what has he done to Badashile? And everyone's going, "Oh yeah, he only played well last season because he had Thiago Silva." Bullshit. Badashile is a good defender. This guy is just ruined him. Again, Andrew, why are you bringing Badashile in from the cold when he hasn't played for weeks? Again,
that is true.
The Sassy, whatever you think about the Sassy, he was just coming back from injury.
Andrew, what position does Payet play?
On the right, right wing attacking mid.
You guys reckon that if the ownership, if they get rid of Gallagher, which is likely to happen, Kenny Payet is there? That's what gives him confidence?
Well, Palmer can play 10 and Payet can play on the right. But then again, Payet is like, he's still a kid.
I don't know. I don't know what manager. I'm just saying.
Payet
he's still a kid.
Chelsea shouldn't be. We shouldn't be thinking about Payet. He's not going to come back until for another 2-3 years.
2 years, right?
No. Payet is a thing where when he comes here, we should have a settled manager and a settled squad that we ease him in. That's what it should be. So that he shows in brief games, cup games, and odd game here and there in the league, what he shows, and then you gradually build him up, and build him up over life. That's what you do, because otherwise we have a Cole Palmer situation. My theory is that if it continues with a Cole Palmer situation, one of two things happens: he either leaves or ends up he plays injured all the time. That's my fear. My theory.
What we could do is, you know how he comes to London, right? Maybe we could say we're doing a medical examination, and then one of the doctors can say, "Hey, now you're allergic to lemons." So then that way, he has to avoid Poch. You know what I'm saying? We gotta we don't need any restraining order. We just have an actual restraining order in a way through the allergy. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Doc Pirate.
But then Poch will tell the owners that they have to sell Payet.
I don't know what.
We're acting like Pochettino listens to the doctors anyway, so. Right.
That is also very true. That is also very true. But ladies and gents, I think unless we want to add into anything, we're already 3 hours over the time that I was anticipating we were going to go for. Big up to you guys in the panel. 3 hours of talking Chelsea and I guess venting our frustrations in this whole scenario. I think this is more therapy streams going forward because, like it says in my subheader, on vibes till the end of the season. I can't be asked to take this club seriously anymore. Not until we get a new manager or we get a new manager.
Well, you guys on vibes?
I'm on vibes now. I'm just speaking for myself.
Do you guys want me to talk? Never mind.
Well, not now. Another time.
Before we go, I think it's warranted from the chat. You guys give big ups to Marshall. We're on a 6 stream marathon right now, I believe.
7. This is the
or
7th in a row.
whatever it is. We're on some madness right now. So you've had a fair bit of content. So you know, I hope you enjoyed it.
It shows in the numbers, guys. Like, I see the numbers. I pay attention to the sub count and the likes, and you guys have been very active, and I appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like I'm getting sick a second time. I was already fighting through sickness with the whole American Waffle crew, and it's back again. So I'm doing my best to keep it as consistent as possible and give you guys as good content as possible as well. But sometimes the Chelsea news is just dry, so it is what it is. I'm glad we were able to actually talk for over 3 hours on just this. I probably am. I mean, I am exhausted between my job, this, and my band and social life. It's a lot. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have feelings. It's crazy. It's crazy. I had no idea. I'm kidding, obviously. But yeah, big up to everyone. There will be no stream tomorrow. I don't think there'll be a stream on Friday, but we will be here to react to the game on Saturday. That's for sure. So big up to everyone.
Are you talking about the Chelsea women's game? The one they're playing Barcelona, that one, right? The one we're in a semi-final, I think, right? That one where we're leading 1-0. That game on Saturday, right? So
context for everyone, Anad's on loan to the women's team.
Yeah, man. Maybe I'll watch more. Oh, wait, the season's done. Never mind.
I thought you were on loan at Real Madrid. What happened?
No, I'm on loan at Real Madrid. But if I need to watch Chelsea games, I'm now going to be watching the women's team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe we can have a Casually FC women's channel.
Casually FC women's, maybe. That'll be something in the future if I do this full time, which is the goal, ladies and gents. I would like to do this full time so I can focus on this. But yeah, as always, guys, smash up the likes if you haven't done so already. It always helps us out tremendously when you do that. Be sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 3K subscribers. All of the subscribers help us towards our goal, which is a very big goal. We've been at it for a while now, so once we get to 3K, I'm hoping it's a big snowball effect, and we'll start to grow the channel as well. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description. There's a bunch of stuff in there, some hidden gems. I don't know if you guys knew I made music. I make music. I don't know if you guys knew I have a other channel that I'm going to be streaming Bloodborne to right after this in about an hour. Well, yeah, I do. I have my own private channel where I'm going to be drinking despite what I should be doing for my health. And yeah, dying a lot. That's happening in about an hour in my channel. All that stuff is in there. Winter Surfer's Twitter is still down there. Yeah, in game. Yeah, I'm dying in a video game. All that stuff is down there. Surfer's Twitter. We got the Casually FC Twitter. Ahmeds Channel is down there as well, who joined us earlier, and also Sarcasm City. Can you post yours in the chat if you don't mind? Okay. And yeah, we'll in the public chat. Yeah, go ahead and follow Prime as well. He's always on Twitter. He's got some good takes there. But yeah, guys, also be sure to check out the comments below for whatever your thoughts are on today's channel, on today's show. See, my brain's already fried. Today's show, so on and so forth. And check out the memberships. 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Some of you have been here over a year, which automatically puts you into the Cement Mixer Hall of Fame. Yes, Andrew, you have coined the famous Cement Mixer Hall of Fame. You started a revolution, my friend. Yeah. No, I won't let you live that down ever. You're a Cement Mixer king.
That's my Twitter, people. So.
Big up. So, yeah, guys, check out Prime's Twitters right there. Big shout outs to our proper casual and higher tiered members. That's going to go out to Suproton, M3, Adam CFC, Wasabi Meets World, Horizont Hereditar, B-Man, JC, Ishi, A. Soliman, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Uncle Gestures, FC, Will, OG Triple Jesus, Dark, Adrian, Pelu, Coco 624, The Donzo, Gabriel A, Adib, AK Satid, and Joel. And Joel, you tell me in the chat because I don't know. But yeah, ladies and gents, big up to you guys for your support, and big up to everyone else who's also a member. It all helps us out tremendously. We're going to raid out to Sarcasm City as per tradition, so be sure to copy and paste the raid message. Let him know where you are coming from. And we'll catch you again, guys, on Saturday to react to Aston Villa, whatever the result may be. who cares? The season's over anyways.
One less
Guys, one less game. But guys, have a wonderful night. Stay casual, and see you on Saturday. Peace.